brought to you by Bears for Breakfast.
Hello, this is your Dungeon Master, Zach, and I would like to welcome everyone to Bears for Breakfast's first episode. We've been playing D&D for almost 10 years and decided to build our own world. Now we're sharing it with as many people as possible. I want to thank everyone involved with the process, most of which you'll soon meet in just a moment, and we hope you enjoy. I know I will. First I want to introduce the players in this inaugural campaign / chapter 1, book 1, whatever you want to call it. First up, we've got Brotar.
Hi, I'm Ricky. I'm playing Brotar. He is a half-orc druid, tall guy, rather slim though, lacking in the muscle, and about 18 years of age.
Next up, Eclipse.
Hey, I am Lex, and I will be playing Eclipse. I am a Warforged monk. Dark, burnished metal on top of purple wood, cloak almost always up.
Next up, we got Jedgar.
I am Jeff, and I'll be playing Jedgar. Jedgar is a centaur, and he is about 7 feet tall. He's got a spear and a shield, and he is on a rampage to save the world.
And Raoul.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and I will be playing Raoul, the Goliath Machismo Bard. I wake up every morning and look at myself in the mirror. 8 foot 1 inches of pure tan, oily muscle. I live by one creed, BMI. Be muscularly inspired. I've realized I need to grow stronger and that true strength comes from the heart. So I'm here to make friends and to help you become the best you that you can be.
And last but not least, Willow.
Definitely least. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm playing Willow Glade, wizard, Irene Haya. I stand about 5'7". I currently have dyed pink hair, one green eye, and one purple with a mandala effect inside. But we'll get to that later.
Thanks. Yeah, those are the players. And let's get into it. Aberitus, a world like no other, torn apart by Yatari and Akora, two fierce and powerful twin dragons some 5 millennia ago. The ancient continent was broken into multiple masses, forming the continents we know today. The lands were scarred and razed. All hope was lost. Neither dragon won the fight, and all involved suffered, as this was a fight of greed. With death comes light, as they say, and so light and rebirth reigned upon the world for thousands of years. With this rebirth came the development of cultures vast and diverse. Knowledge of the dragons remained. It is told they are in a deep slumber, which all hoped would never end, so the times of peace and prosperity could remain. Alas, as people were so fearful of Yatari and Akora waking to ruin the time of rebirth, they had a blind eye to all other dangers lurking in the world. After thousands of years of peace, Aberitus was hit again with strife, but this time not because of the dragons, but because of the conflict between the people themselves. The War of the Beast, as it is known, was a result of the people and the creatures of the land's differences reaching a boiling point, which had to be settled by brutality and strife, of course. Amid these awful times, there was much deceit and pain for many people not involved, as there was an agreement, a truce, that the greedy refused to acknowledge. As did the first war, this one resulted in a clear winner, the world and people suffering in the wake. Large gaps were formed as entire cultures and groups were wiped off
I
the
am
map.
Jedgar.
There were times in which no one saw an end, but another agreement was made, and this time was sealed by the Council of the Rasai.
This is
Years
a wonderful.
passed. Not many speak of the War of the Beasts, as the wound was too fresh and hurt too much. The world began to change rapidly, and magic started sprouting everywhere. Some say this was a sign of the dragons waking from their slumber, as others just believe this was a sign from the world itself, saying they are meant to harness this power and use it to one day defeat Yatari and Akora. Regardless, the magic was there flowing freely across the lands, unbound. With years and years of peace, prosperity, evolving cultures, and growing cities, strife again showed its ugly face. The people of the world embraced the magic and used it for good, for healing, for helping. A select few, they shall not be named or spoken of, still believed this power was a gift that could be taken away as easily as it was given, so it must be harnessed, gathered, and controlled. This gift must be utilized as a weapon to prevent Yatari and Akora from destroying all that had been built and created since they last walked the world. These ideals and thoughts clashed as fights and soon battles culminated into the magic war. With the influx of magic, the devastation and destruction was countless. Craters in the lands were formed, cities were ruined at a snap of a finger, and far too many innocents met an early grave at evil or misguided hands. Just as quickly as they started, the conflict ended as the magic and death was absolute, and it was only a matter of time before there was only one that remained, so the people thought. As an idea of a grand mage tyrant loomed over the world of Aberitus, a small council was formed. With the guidance and help of what Rasai wanted, a peaceful future, they were able to exile the darkness that plagued the land and restore the peace once again. Following the magic war, the land was burnt and boiled, but the people recovered. This time, the repercussions were much greater. The free flow of magic was less now. The immense magic harnessed and used against one another caused rifts in the land. Instead of nurturing the lands, it lay ardent in great craters, cracks, and scars across the land. Where this magic fallout lay, there have been reported unnatural occurrences, abominations, and oddities. It is now present day, and the year is currently 5173 DW. There is rejoicing as the tryouts soon begin. Aspiring adventurers, blacksmiths, herbalists, sorcerers, wizards, cartographers, huntsmen, you name it, they are it, travel to the capitals in the west and the east to receive their orders. These are happier times, peaceful times, but there is some sorrow in the hearts of mothers, fathers, wives, friends, family, as they know their loved ones might not return whole or return at all. This is the price that must be paid for glory. So, long-winded intro, but it is springtime and it's time for tryouts. Not too long ago, each and every one of you entered your name for the yearly drawing to have the honor to try out for the Rasai. Again, not everyone makes it back or makes it back whole, but you were all selected. You all met in the West, in the capital, and you're now on the road. And you can see on the map here that I have, I thought I uncovered it. Did I uncover both or just one?
I see the Big Mac. Big Mac. Ha.
Okay,
Big Mac.
nice. Zoom out and zoom in over to the right-hand side.
Yes. I see.
So you're currently on the road south of Jarhold, headed towards the forest of Saragossa. Not many travel there nowadays. It's actually, the trade route has been more or less cut off because of the magic fallout, the abominations. It used to lead south into a very prosperous fishing town that has more or less become a ruin in the past 20 years or so. You're currently traveling with Harnick. He escorts, as well as he's a merchant, but he's employed by the Rasai to escort, try-out-ees, the volunteers to their locations to take their orders and mission once they reach pretty much it's the Rasai post in these remote locations. So you will actually see an inn, I think it's 3/4 the way to Amtar Forest, or sorry, Saragossa Forest. And you pass that maybe a day or so ago. So you're pretty much at the tail end of your journey, pretty much entering the tree line. It's mid morning, mid afternoon, or sorry, mid afternoon. And you guys more or less it's the five of you, Arnik, a donkey, and a cart. You're not moving with real purpose. You don't really have to. You've been on the road for roughly 8 days now. The tavern, before was again more or less your last hurrah before this begins. So first and foremost, I want to start out by on the road, what you guys may have been talking about, or if anyone's you guys have been, like I said, it's been 8 days or so on the road. How are you guys feeling?
I think we should
is-
talk about this. This donkey, you all enslave the donkey, and you think it's okay to just take care of the four-legged beast like it is nothing to them.
No, you do not see. He is training. He is pulling this heavy weight and getting stronger. This is a good life for donkey.
It's been and Harnick chips in. Oh man, it's been years. He's only getting weaker, but sure. He doesn't mind though. I feed him well. I feed him real well,
What do you feed him?
He likes carrots. I mean, whatever the stable boys will bring him, I pay well. He's had a good life. He really had. Jedgar, I get it, but he's had a real good life. He's my buddy. Harnix, he's a nice guy. And I'll more or less you've kind of traveled with him for a bit, and so you guys have chatted over the time. He's actually pretty. He makes conversation quite often. Like he gets, this is like he doesn't often get to travel with a group of people, even though he's doing this. This is only once a year, right? So he's a tough fellow. He's brown, greasy hair, tight in a ponytail, reveals a long time worn face, beady black eyes set low within their sockets. He's jolly as can be, but under the jokes and mischief, he's tough as a nail. You can tell by looking at him when no one is around or when he believes no one is around. He's really seen some shit. Like you'll see him kind of staring off, if he's kind of alone for too long, or probably done some shit. He loves to drink, loves stories. He's been bullshitting the whole time, smacking stories back and forth with you guys. Yeah, and you guys did notice at the inn, he propped up and played some dice. Like he loves. I mean, he's a traveler, through and through.
Eclipse is probably just rolling around a set of worn dice in her hand, probably acquired from said tavern.
So he, the other thing too, just to kind of set the mood as well. Again, mid-afternoon, the sun's beating down, beautiful spring day. That's really when the tryouts are every year, is in the spring. It's a perfect time to do it on both continents. You're more or less leaving like farmland. It's been farmland for a while, sparse trees here and there, but farmers out and doing their fields. Again, great time of year, pleasant weather, no rush. And you're pretty much right ahead of you guys, like probably in the next 200 yards, you're coming up to a tree line, and it more or less, every direction, looking west, looking east, as you're headed south, just trees kind of start popping up and spreading, and you're pretty much about to enter more or less trees on either side of the road. The road's 20 feet wide, packed dirt, well traveled. The inn that you guys left yesterday, it actually splits and goes west towards the rest of the continent through the swamplands where the new trade route was formed. So it's actually this road hasn't been traveled for again, years. So it's just kind of like it's in great shape because it doesn't get much use. Um, yeah, and pretty much it's just like farmers here and there, nothing crazy going on. So, I mean, if anyone else has anything else, we can kind of, you're just moving along at donkey pace.
Arnik, how long is this journey supposed to take?
I mean, well, yeah, no one comes this way. We're not gonna get slowed down by any there shit. There may be fallen trees. They definitely mentioned some fallen trees, but oh buddy, I'm glad I got you.
Fallen trees.
Yeah, so I mean maybe we might be there by nightfall, depending how Joshua does. I like to, we give him a rest every so often, right, Jedgar? Let him.
We
stretch.
better. We better give him
Um,
rest. He deserves it.
He does. He does. We could rest now if you want. It's midday. I mean, we could get some miles in. Probably late afternoon. I want to say we're gonna probably be rolling up to the edge. They told me at our pace, maybe, right? Right. You get did they give you a map? I mean, I don't know what they actually give you guys.
Did they give us a map?
You guys have maps of the area for sure.
Well, we
We
have been
given-
walking all day, and it is not leg day, so if we were to stop for a rest, I could get an arm set in there.
Well, if there's some logs in the road, maybe you don't want to test it, do you? I'd love to keep those pipes fresh.
Any exercise is good exercise. Let us continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Jedgar, can you take over for the donkey?
This is still below Jedgar. I prefer a much more hunter-esque task, not this poor cart-pulling mule, you know.
Well, I mean, well, we're gonna enter the forest. Maybe if we do stop, there's probably stuff to hunt. We might, yeah, we could definitely use you if you don't want to stretch your legs later.
My legs are always stretched. Don't you worry.
Yeah, so you guys just kind of, unless anyone else chugs on, just moving slowly into the forest. You're not actually in a thick area yet, so the sun's not beaten down, or it's not covered yet, but
Is the sun beating down?
oh, it is.
Oh, well, I am glowing then. I am covered in oil.
How many cans of oil does it take to cover you?
Who's asking?
Eric. Eric is asking.
He's a big boy.
He is a
Well,
big boy.
I carry a lot of oil on me. It takes one flask for the whole body, but one flask is a lot of oil. I am a lot of man. I have a lot of crevices in between my muscles that need to get well oiled.
Yeah, he's a big boy. That's a lot of oil.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually skip cut to the pretty much not last night. I want to say last night in the inn. Fade in to the meat and bones of Saragdosa Arc, a beginner's guide to rolling well, but not too well to arouse suspicion from your glorious overlord. You hear the noises of a fire crackling over a low conversation around your table. Most nights, this bar would be roaring, but not tonight. Tonight is solemn. This night of all nights is the last for many in the normal sense. This night marks the death of one life and the birth of another come sunrise. Most don't go much longer after tonight, and you know this. You all know this. You realize as you look around the few tables surrounding you are hushed, if not dead silent, listening in. The forest rules itself and anything inside of it, a man continues. This is another world, a world unknown by most. Many tales are told of the terrors that reside in the forest, yet none travel to, and even fewer return. Saragdosa Forest is unforgiving, uninviting, unforgetting, endless, unbelievable, and unlike anywhere else you have and or will ever go. The stories you hear are stories from stories of old men who once saw the forest from a distance, but were too afraid to go in. We know nothing about it unless you heard the tale. There's only one, and only one, the most clever of us, can tell the difference between a tale and a tall tale. With the hundreds of stories you lot have heard, it's impossible to know what's a fairy tale and what's facts. Waters are too muddy, and you believe it all or nothing at all. You wouldn't know the truth if it hit you in the face, stole your maiden, and gave her back to you later when he's done. This big, he's like a probably you'd guess a bard, maybe just a chummy end of the night. Um, Probably later last night. Everyone's a little sloshed. He grins, spits his little tobacco, takes a swig of his drink, and then saunters off to his room. Um, so more or less, that's kind of probably the last thing you guys heard last night. Most people tend to celebrate the night before they more or less their last hurrah again before they go. um yeah, and you guys enter flashback. You guys walk into the forested area. It's starting to get thicker. um yeah, and you kind of probably continue another half mile or so. It's getting thicker and thicker. The canopies are coming closer and closer together. Now, before, where the sun was beating down on you guys, glistening with sweat or oil. Now it's getting a little cooler, and trees are getting thicker and thicker. Just normal. I want to say ambient forest noise starts to take over. Before, it was just wide open farmlands, and now it's the chitter chatter of small animals running about. Oh man, yeah. Speaking of tryouts, you guys must be really something if you're making this trip. I mean, I haven't been. It's probably been 10 years, hasn't it? I mean, I even tried out. I didn't make it though.
Not.
You didn't make it then, but you could make it now. Never give up on yourself.
I with my bum leg, no. But thank you very much. Maybe if you were around back then, I could have used you. I did get out with my life though, somewhat intact. I mean, I could travel the land. I can make money selling my goods. I got a good buddy, Joshua here. It's not bad, but no glory though. It's a good life.
Doesn't seem like great conversation either with Joshua. Very one-sided.
Nah, he's shy. He's still
I like that.
he's still opening up to you guys. Hey, I've got a cousin who works up in the stables up north of the capital, though. But he says, it's not a glorious job, but he got promoted. This wasn't any ordinary promotion. He's the right hand, or the helper, or what, I don't know what you call him, squires, something, to Sir Ragnar. The ox, as people call him. Yeah, what a job for someone a little more sprightly than I, but that's for sure. Plus, I hear, if you get in like that, you pretty much just have to make the tryout and you get in. So, just something to think about, guys. If you really don't make it.
May I ask, Tarnek, what did your trial consist of?
So I think it was probably 6 of us, 5. Well, the one guy never showed up. But the 6 of us, they sent us. Where was it? It was the mountains, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, way out east, actually. over by the the Strong King's lands, as they call it. They sent us up in the mountains, I think, as to clear up some of them orcs and ogres and trolls, and we were supposed to find something, but they they said that it's a fight for your life, but man, like we didn't even know what hit us. It was crazy. We didn't. I mean, it's not shameful, guys. It's not shameful to come back with your lives, but we didn't get it. I don't know, some necklace or some what was it? A rock, a stone, something precious to someone, and no way in hell anyone's gonna get it. No offense, guys, but I don't think you even would have made it back.
So we are asked to find something.
Well, we were. I guess I do ask. I ask every so often. I don't want to pry, because it makes it more special, right? But I think they tell you when you get there. Yeah, we didn't get told till we got there. But I think, yeah, I think they want you to go get something for them, just to prove you can, more or less.
Any idea what that would be?
Fuck if I know. Joshua might know. Ask him. Damn.
I'm sure there's no Nash orcs around here, so we should be okay.
I haven't seen any orcs this road, but like I said, it's no one comes this way anymore. How are you supposed to know what's what now?
Have we been walking the whole time we've been kind of chatting?
Yeah, slow pace, unless someone decides to stop for any reason.
Is the forest stayed calm, kind of as it was when we entered?
Good question. Can you give me a perception check?
First roll of the session.
I can, yeah. Eclipse
And
is
the
definitely
universe.
just watching, keeping an eye out.
Thanks for asking, by the way.
Not great, but not terrible. So we'll go with 11.
Okay. You did notice that the I want to say just the hum of the trees, the forest has in the past couple minutes quieted down. Maybe they were listening to Harnick. But also, like I was saying, the sun coming through the canopy was getting less and less noticeable, and at this point it's kind of getting real dark. Take it as you will, or I mean, are you the only one that's kind of noticing this, or are you stopping and stopping, or just kind of looking around while you walk?
Keeping it to myself.
Okay. Yeah. For now, it's getting a little darker. Again, I don't know if anyone noticed. It's getting a little cooler, darker, and some wind is actually starting to pick up a little bit, blowing through the trees.
I have put on my shirt, my skin tight shirt.
Is it a V-neck?
Yes.
Is it fishnet?
No.
Okay.
Not fishnet. Like a
I
skin
have not
tight
seen you wear
arm
clothing
tight tunic.
since we began walking.
It is
Why
not a
now?
preference. It is getting a little chilly,
Mhm.
and I like the feel of it against my muscles. You can still see the muscle outline clearly.
You can.
But watch this. I can do a trick with it. And I flex really, really hard so that it all rips.
Well,
I-
that is certainly a nice trick you got there.
I will have to say, I'm quite impressed.
I am quite the tailor as well. So if you ever need anything fixed, and
It's-
I cast mend and repair all of the little rips.
Fate.
Oh, I
You
was
said-
going to say it's a shame you've ruined such fine material and fabric, but you've just gone
No,
and
no.
fixed it yourself.
What they have to say is not important. I have a real question. You say you are Master Tailor. Very good.
Yes.
Can you make me pants?
Oh my god, you would look so good in pants.
It has been a lifelong dream to wear pants.
As long as you know not to mind me measuring your inseam, I can try to make you pants.
Boss?
He has
Is-
asked everyone we have seen for 4 months.
How about a skirt? I could make it really big so that it covers all 4 of your legs.
Oh, look! Wouldn't he look good in a kilt? He'd look so good in a kilt.
Could be a kilt.
I've tried this once, and the problem is I look like table. I come out looking like a table, and it's not very fitting for my very strong form.
Nick has his hands in his face. He's riding on the cart, by the way, on like there's a bench and
Mhm.
it's an open back. And just like losing it. Sorry.
I keep telling you, why do you need pants? Just let it out.
But I mean, I have, this horse penis that I need to hide, but also,
Why hide it?
you always want things you cannot have, and I want the things that I can't have, which is pants. They do not make horse pants.
When we
And
when we
how
get
would
to
I
the
wear
city-
them? Would I wear them only on the front legs? Would it be both legs? All the legs? Only the legs? Where do I wear the pants?
It's okay, Jedgar. I haven't noticed any penis yet. Maybe it's just because it's so tiny. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. No, you'd look so good in some pants. Let me tell you.
There's a boom in the distance.
Boss?
Like thunder
Can I tell what
Um,
direction it's from?
behind you.
was there any lightning?
Speaking of, there's a blinding flash above you. Again, it comes through the canopy pretty well. It was like real close. Yeah, and it actually, you now notice that rain is making its way through the canopy and starting to fall on you guys a little bit.
How thick is the canopy again?
It's kind of thick. I mean, it's like
So-
I said.
It'd be very difficult for rain to make its way through then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be good rainstorm.
2 C's.
yeah. The wind's picking up. I mean, no one's afraid of getting wet, right? It's just been good weather from here on. It'll pass. You know this area. And if anyone wants to make a history check, they definitely can.
I would love to.
Or like, what would be like geology? or-
Nature?
Yeah. I like nature. If
Alright,
you so choose, but
I can do a nature check. That's a whopping 6 total.
you know nothing about this area. That this area has trees, and it sometimes rains. Again, another crack of lightning and a booming thunder, like almost immediately after. Like the storm is on top of you now, and what was trickling rain is now like it's again like Brotar pointed out. What was like a very thick canopy and what needs to come through, like it's pouring at this point. Like, and the wind's picking up, it's whipping all around you guys at this point, kind of making its way under and through and swirling through the trees. In the roll 20, you can scroll to the right and you should see a map kind of opening up where you guys are. You're pretty much in a bend in the road a little bit in the trees.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Harnick kind of it'll pass. A little rain never hurt anyone. We're only like a mile out or so. It's weird. These types of storms blow up around these parts. Just crazy. They get crazy and then and just blow right over. Like 2 minutes later, it's nothing.
Brotar's going to slide off the path just a little bit.
And do what?
Just follow along. Just slide off.
Are we missing a piece?
We are.
We're missing Jedgar.
Jedgar's missing. Oh no.
Jedgar's gone. Oh no, this
Where
is
did
so,
he
go?
He's at the
so
tailor.
very, very bad.
He found his pants. The pant maker for horses.
His story is now over. He has found his pants.
His ultimate quest. He can now go home and retire with his pants on. Most people go home without the pants on.
Did you go find the man with the crooked glance?
Oh, you can really dance.
So you should see all the tokens there. Can you place them how you pretty much would be in this scenario? But again, lightning, like blinding lightning. Like, this is
No,
crazy.
I can't select them.
Yeah, I
have
can't
a,
either.
I have a problem with the token. Mine is smaller than the centaur.
The selector in the top left. Do you have the box icon for objects and tokens?
I can't move mine.
The arrow.
Kyle moved his.
Yeah, I moved mine.
Oh,
No.
No, I can't move mine.
Do the arrow and select move. No,
Select, yeah.
why
Yeah,
can't Kyle?
I can't select mine.
I can't even select it.
I cannot select mine either.
Why do you hate us?
Why are you the ways that you are?
What is Kyle doing
I
differently?
thought this was a free world. You're dictating where I go.
Not
Wait,
anymore.
now I cannot. Okay.
So
alright,
what
now
am
I'm
I
back on the
supposed to click to?
arrow.
What am I supposed to do?
Oh, you know what? Sorry. Let me try something real quick. It'll just be one moment, guys.
Cue Monty Python intermission music.
Yep. I think I forgot to give ownership. Sorry.
Wow.
It's like it's the first time we've used Roll20.
Sorry.
That's
Um,
okay.
like
You
the-
can cut this out.
Be
in post.
patient. Be patient. Yeah.
We
So-
are not sponsored by Roll20.
Yeah.
Yet.
Only
Yet.
sponsored by Game Fuel.
Only when we feel like it.
Yes.
I definitely forgot to go through and give you all ownership.
I thought you were a generous god.
Well, you thought wrong.
I like myself some player agency in D&D.
I like it when the DM controls all of my actions. That's my favorite part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Where?
All
So you
right.
said the guy is sitting
Okay,
on,
I
on
can
the
move
There we
my-
go.
Yeah, I moved my shit.
Hold
Yeah, there
Alt.
it is.
Hold Alt when you move it, and
I
it will not snap.
Oh, that's
Did you give
nice.
yourself an aura?
I am glorious.
Yeah. So again, lightning's cracking,
I would've
thunder's
been thinking.
booming. The wind is now ridiculous. Like, it's so you thought it was raining top down. Now it's raining bottom up, like just all over, smacking you guys. And it's like real dark, like pitch black at this point. The donkeys, what do they do? They bay? Like what do they? The noises they make other than hee haw.
It's a bad.
It's a
It's frightened.
Bay.
Like frightened. It's,
Oh, bay.
it's startled, kind of not moving forward much anymore. It kind of stopped and is now trying to like get out of its harness. And Harnick is more or less trying to calm him down, but yelling. You can't really hear much because the wind is so loud. More lightning, more thunder, and then Harnick starts to yell. Now he can yell. You guys can barely hear him over it, but pick up the pace. Just pick up the pace and get moving. Only a mile out, guys. Just come on, let's get there. These storms, and then it kind of dies out, and then the wind's gusting. You hear crackle and boom, and then more louder and urgent. He's yelling more or less, pick up the pace and get moving. And at this point, he's yelling, "Get to the pass! Nothing but forest in sight. Just continue down the pass, and the pass will reveal itself. Don't turn back." And again, like crack and boom. What are you guys doing?
I'd like to grab the back of the cart and lift it and help it along, just to make it go faster.
So he's actually unstrapping Joshua and more or less
Oh.
abandoning the cart at this
All right,
point.
I can just carry the cart then.
How much can you carry?
Let's see, 480 pounds.
480.
That's my carrying
Jesus
capacity,
Christ.
unencumbered. But I can push, drag, and lift up to 960.
Still can't drag my dead body.
I know. You're too big.
Dense horse over here.
We'll have to figure something out for that.
He's yelling at you, like specifically. What's the rest of you guys doing first? I just want to make sure.
I will scout ahead. And Jedgar will take off 80 feet.
just keep going. Just get to the pass. Don't worry. I got Joshua. Go, 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 go. And he's yelling at specifically Raul. Like,
Can I carry the cart?
I mean, he's more or less he's telling you don't to. I mean, if you want to, he's gonna keep yelling at you to set it down. I mean, you would be moving at like a snail's pace carrying it. It's pretty. I mean, it's heavy. It's not like your max weight heavy, but it's also a pretty. I mean, it's probably 10 to 15 feet long. Like it's big. It's just a big cart, right? Like look at.
All right, we'll leave the cart behind.
Yeah, if you move your tokens, guys, hold Alt. Otherwise, it snaps to a block. It's a bit annoying.
Eclipse is gonna run ahead, hugging the wall. I just did 1 turn's worth of full movement.
We're not in initiative. Do you? You know, you can move freely at this point. He said just run. Just
Sure.
go.
Roger.
Go. So if you guys are going, he's kind of behind you. Is
My
anyone?
shoes. I have to get them safe.
I'd like to follow, just to keep an eye on
Actually,
him.
yeah. How far behind us is he?
He got Joshua unhitched, and actually he's racing down the road along with you guys. Harnick's grabbing something from the cart, and then he's kind of turning around and following you guys.
Can I see what he's grabbing?
No, it's again between the lightning and more or less it's like pitch black, which would be if you've got night vision.
No.
So it's not it's not like full darkness, but yeah, after like 20,
Dark.
30 feet, it's real dark. But you do see like a shape moving. Then you hear who's the last person? That'd be Raul.
I'd like to keep pace with Harnick, to keep eyes on him.
Okay, so you're watching him while you like run more or
Yeah,
less.
I don't want him stumbling, so
So
I'm keeping like side by side.
He
kind of
does
thing.
yell forward to you. He says, "Keep going. Ask for Bernard. Ask for Bernard." And he's like running towards you, and he gets to
My
run-
friend, it is just a thunderstorm. No need to be so dramatic. I'm helping you.
He's probably like here now, so you might be able to see him. But you do see what looks to be a giant splinter sticking out of his chest, and he does fall to his knees.
Okay.
And you do see it like more of a boom, and a few lightning strikes actually in a row. The wind is still picking up more and more.
Is the donkey okay?
Oh, he's up there with you guys.
Yes.
Kind of following Jedgar wherever Jedgar
Hey,
is.
if I see him drop, I'm gonna go pick him up.
Okay, so you do turn around for him.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you say anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna yell. Harnick has fallen. I'm going to carry him. He looks injured.
They might not really hear you around the bend with the wind and
I
everything.
was here.
Yeah. So you yelled there and then moved back.
Yes.
Okay.
That's when I looked behind.
What's your
saw him
movement?
Can I?
I should be normal.
Can I see if I hear him?
Yeah. Ditto.
50.
30
so
30 feet.
30?
30 feet.
Okay,
yeah.
so when you
can
do
go
get full like to your 30 at this point, I'm just going to use it for the 6 seconds. Again, there's like lightning, a boom, and like this lightning is like blinding more or less. You're kind of looking back where it's coming from, and you do kind of more or less get like a what is it? Like a solar flare, like just it is like completely white. You saw him kneeling, laying, and then you don't really see anything in the mud there when you can now get to him after like running up this extra part of the distance. You do see like he was there. He was 100% there when you saw that sticking out of his chest and laying on the ground, kneeling. But you do see like more or less he was like somehow drug between that like lightning strikes. He was kind of drug off to the road to, let's say, the east into like the thick trees there.
So did we hear him before he ran?
Yeah. Did
Raul.
Eclipse and I
Yes.
hear Raul.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, he would have boomed it over to you guys.
I would. I'll just go 5, 10. I probably would have gotten to there to where I could see, and then that's about it. And then kept watch.
Okay. Yeah, it was kind of odd. Like honestly, like really odd. You see fucking like I don't know, wooden javelin sticking out of his chest, like a big ass splinter. He fell over. These like blinding flashes of lightning, and then his body you thought was right there. And then you could see just more or less like he was drugged somehow, like within 6 seconds, within the time you could get there, and was like he's now at least past the tree line, more or less. At least past the tree. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna run back to here then, and say, Arnik has been taken. There's something in the woods. He was strong man 10 years ago. He may still be strong man today. He may survive, but we need to go.
Okay.
Why do we have to run?
He was attacked and he was taken. There was a spear in him. We do not know what is out there in the woods, but we cannot fight it if they know we are here. We are at disadvantage.
Big girly man.
Do not. I have a brain too, along with the muscles.
You
If
do
you
not.
wish to stay and fight, we stay and fight. I stay with everyone. I shall not let another be taken.
No, we should move. This isn't right. If we can't see what's attacking us, they have the advantage. We have to keep moving, and only hope that Harnik is going to make it, and he can fend for himself.
He told us to run, so we will run.
Let's move. Keep moving.
This isn't how we would do it in my kingdom.
Do you wish to stay?
We just don't leave people behind.
Do you wish to stay?
Well, if you all want to go, we'll go. This is your all's area, not mine. I'm not accustomed to what you guys do.
It's still howling wind, pouring rain. It's coming from above, from the sides, and below.
Somehow
Zentar,
below.
Jedgar, you were the tracker. Could you find him?
You're muted. You're mute. Yep.
Wow.
And the whole time, dang it.
No, I wouldn't say anything.
Okay.
Jedgar was really far ahead of you all.
Huh.
Jedgar was really far
fast.
ahead of you. Yeah, so he eventually noticed you weren't there and came running back and came in about when you, like, right when you said that.
Joshua, is that your side?
Oh, yeah.
Like nuzzled up against your back leg, like terrified, shaking. Still terrified.
I will look if you want me to.
Voss. Voss, are you looking for?
The man was dragged from the cart.
Yarick is missing.
We must find him then.
Can you track him in this? I cannot.
I have the skills.
Well, then
Is
we find
this-
him.
Is this on the map? So to the is that a small cliff that goes up on the map below Eclipse?
Oh, Eclipse. Like roughly, if we use the square, yeah, like a 5 foot like divot down from the roadside into.
Oh, it's going
more
down. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay, I see it now. It does look like it is going
Yeah,
up.
I thought it was going up. So no, that's good.
It's
to
one of
know.
those forced perspective kinds of things.
I robbed the map, so I just say it's going down like you were. Yeah, the force is more or less. It's you guys were up on the road above it. and it's-
I will stealthily, very quietly, pull my cloak further down my head, blocking out the little bit of light coming from my eyes, and I will crouch low and just very slowly begin to sneak into the woods, see if I can find him.
Okay. Give me. Is it survival for tracking?
I'm not looking for him. I'm more trying to not be seen than I am looking for him. I'm going in the general direction I think that he is, whether
Okay.
that's right or wrong.
Okay.
Jedgar went around to the main spot to try and track the body.
I'm
So
gonna
he
follow Jedgar.
Jedgar or Joshua was following you,
Mhm.
and the more you went back towards the cart, he's like freaking out. And when you get like closer, where Raul saw the body, he's not having it. It's like horses in the stable kicking and screaming, and he actually leaves your side and takes off down the path the way you guys were going. Like the way you're supposed to be going, more or less. So he just spooked and went, like just yelling. The donkey ran off,
I don't like this.
and the storm's still raging. Yeah, I mean, nothing of note. I mean, you can't really hear or see much unless you've got anything special to like unobscure. It's a thick forest and a strong storm right now.
I'm just trying to get closer into the woods the way I was going
Okay.
to try and see.
Cool. Yeah.
Which way was he dragged from here?
It looked like to the east. But now, more or less, it's been raining. It's been some time past. Like the mud's kind of all looking the same at this point. Like it really is a torrential downpour. But obviously, Raul saw he was here. He saw kind of drag marks off to the east, and then now it's all more or less mudding
Puddles.
together. Yeah.
I cannot
He's
see
also
where he
badly
went.
wounded. We'll need to find him quickly.
I see no tracks.
Yeah, I push further into the woods. I don't know what they're doing. Go further in. Slowly. I more am trying not to disturb anything than
Yeah. You're not disturbing anything. More or less, you're a leaf in the middle of a storm.
Mhm.
So you're fine. I mean, you do you. And did Jedgar? No. Was it Brotar going in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Following whoever's following any kind of tracks.
Yeah,
Anybody's
I'm
looking
going.
for tracks?
Yeah, well, I looked and he said there wasn't any, so I'm going in the direction that.
Kind of
You-
this, kind of the same. There's just trees, thick trees around you. Just booming thunder. Just like I say, screaming lightning, but just every so often, just blinding flashes where it's like you have to reset. Everything's pitch black again, and then your eyes have to adjust. And by the time they do, almost another strike of lightning hits. So it's like it's all disorienting, but you don't see anything. You don't really hear anything, rustling of leaves, but there's wind whipping him up. No sign of him. I mean, more or less, you can keep looking in here, but it's not looking good so far. Oh, sorry. Let me open it up. That's on me. Sorry, guys. I knew you were. Yeah, just trees. Trees. Nothing. And more or less now, like I said, his body was laying in a puddle, or it is a puddle now, and it's just a raging storm going on.
If I run into Jedgar, I will just kind of look at him, give him a nod, and I'm going to head back to the path to move forward. He's
I
not
ha-
here.
I haven't seen anything.
I have
It's
seen
not-
nothing.
Me neither. Where is our wizard friend?
Good
Uh,
question.
Willow just
Probably hiding.
She kind of just stayed up here. She kind of, instead of going down into this this little like gully almost, she kind of stayed up there and tried to keep a vantage point. And more so is like she's seeing what you guys are doing and then like looking around to see like where, if there's anything else. More so worried about other dangers.
We should go. You will all be too cold and not oily soon.
What do you want to do?
Leave.
Let's head
Okay.
out. I'm okay with the cold though.
So it's still raging around you. Joshua's nowhere in sight. Sorry.
I would assume Joshua just like sprinted past Willow and
Oh, he gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. It's still raging more or less around you. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just almost like a monsoon. You guys just keep walking down the road, running, walking. What?
moving, not walking, but like
Hurry it.
I would
Jedgar
say
doesn't walk
hurrying
well.
down.
After
You
like
trotting, galloping, prancing.
It's a
What are you doing?
canter.
Canter.
Canter?
There you
Okay,
go.
okay. So legitimately after like 2 minutes headed, and you're still headed southward. Slowly it's bending. I say east here, but it was going southeast now. Come around the bend, go for like 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes or so, just like again, full blown storm, and then nothing. Like sun peeking through the trees again, from the canopy. No rain, no thunder, no lightning. It's like humid now. Like I mean, literally, it's like you walked through an invisible door, and it's how it was before the storm started.
This weather reminds me of the faraway land of Maryland. It was raining 1 second, and the next minute snow, and then it's hot. It is terrible.
That's so true.
Funny enough, if anyone knew, again, nature or history of the area, it's common. It's weird. Weird shit happens around these highly, that these areas are highly, like, for some reason, like magic fallouts in the world, and shit, like just nature isn't right. And next question is, last night at the inn, again, last night before possibly ever, you could die tomorrow is what you've been told and grew up hearing. Was everyone drinking? Was anyone abstaining? What's up?
Jedgar does not
do
drink.
not require food or water.
Drinking alcohol.
I do not have a mouth.
Willow was good.
It is not economical for the horse to drink the liquor. It takes very much. I prefer my troughs.
My body is a temple, and it is too many calories, and not the right kind.
You need the calories, yeah.
Drinking is part of my nutritional balance, so it's a normal intake. It's
I'll drink to that.
not excessive.
Okay,
That's
and
what I like to hear. At least we got one normal person in this party.
I do.
As she smashes her mug against Brotar's and chugs it,
So
and then finishes 2 more.
Brotar looks
Between-
down at you like you're the 21-year-old that just had their first drink, and I've been drinking for years.
Yeah,
between-
but you're 18 and I'm 78.
between the 3 sober ones,
Oh, I'm not drunk. It's just a nutritional balance for
from
me.
last night. From
Oh
last
no,
night.
he didn't get drunk. He just drank.
But you were like enjoying the bar, the party, the tavern.
No, that's not him.
Oh, okay.
Willow was.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, between those 3, I still want to maintain. What would you guys have done on the last night at the pretty much? I mean, it was an inn, the last inn before civilization, more or less.
I would have
Jedgar-
asked people around the tavern, including my party members, who wants rides on my muscle arms around the tavern. Pick people up one at a time and go from maybe smallest to largest as I can.
I'll try. I'll go for a ride
I've got the elf up on one of my biceps.
while
about
she's
Eclipse?
drinking.
Yep.
This is
Whoops.
actually quite relaxing.
No, not.
Want the other one?
I'm fine.
What was Eclipse doing?
Eclipse, had we met Harnick at that point?
You'd been traveling with him
Okay.
for a week or so.
Would have been watching, not actually gambling with dice, but would have been watching him gamble.
Cool. And then Jedgar?
Jedgar would have been in and out of the tavern. He doesn't like to be inside for too long, so he would have been in and out. When he came in, he'd get food. He eats a fuck ton of food a day.
Yeah.
Like constantly is eating. So he would have been like, he would have gone in, got food, and then walked out and like ate outside and enjoyed the stars.
Question:
cool.
Do you sleep in the stables?
Rude
Answer.
and racist.
No.
Only if the
kidding.
bed can hold me while I sleep in the bed. But Jedgar has broken at least 3 beds on his travel so far. Trying
That
to
is
lay
why I
him in.
asked the
I know.
question.
Yeah.
How does Jedgar fit through doors?
He bows.
Carefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so that works for me because of clips. Harnick was gambling, but he also like walked up to the board, and pretty much they're like hunts that people post up in most inns around the world. You know this, and he like you noticed it was weird. Well, this was the only inn you stopped at, but he was inspecting the board. And you probably saw him like kind of going through just I assume that he enjoys doing it.
A hunter.
There was like a really like he moved one of the hunts out of the way and you saw some like just raggedy ass like the paper was like almost brown. It was so yellow and old on there. And you do recall seeing a on it was a little platinum chit quest for you saw like Saragossa Forest, goblins, hobgoblins, but that was more or less it. You kind of like that was the gist of it. So you can surmise maybe around these parts, they probably have a gerblin issue.
Gerblin.
Oh God, not Gerblin.
Now that you're not like frazzled with all this shit hitting you, you just kind of have a feeling like that has never been addressed and it's been a long while. So it's probably gotten worse. You can surmise, but you guys continue. You continue down the pass. Perfect weather. It's cool again. Like I said, it was humid right after the storm. Yeah, and you don't see Joshua, but you're kind of you see in front of you probably another half mile. You kind of do see the canopies part, and again, normal forest ambiance going on, just chittering, chattering, like literally nothing ever happened. Like I said, like invisible wall that you just walk through. And yeah, so you guys just continue down the road.
Yes, but I have a question for Brotar.
Yes.
Brotar, how much do you
Yes.
hate this land? I miss home.
I don't mind the woods. The city is better left to the city folk.
I would agree.
Oh,
Um,
but cities are so beautiful. You can find everything in the cities. Have you guys ever been to the Stacks?
You find a lot of trash of all kinds.
Oh yes, there's a lot of trash, but where's the waste going to go?
Usually the water.
Yes, and this is the sad, sad truth.
This is why we live upstream.
He's got a good point.
You know what they say? Refuse rolls down hills.
So, Jedgar, how many of your turds do you think the mage has drank of yours?
At least 14. 14
Oh.
teen of them turds. And I bet he
What?
loved every fun of them.
He,
Uh,
I,
They are all hymns. Hymns.
I pull
There are
out
no
the. Oh,
hairs.
sorry. Go ahead. You
Yeah.
done? Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I actually pull out the dice I was holding. Kind of glance at them, and say, "I guess Harnick will not want his dice back," and I just drop them right on the ground. Oh my dice!
before you know it, you come through the parting of the trees, and what lies before you is a cliff. Like it just the road more or less almost looks like it just runs off like a waterfall, and it's pretty much to your again east and west tree line, then nothing, then a massive cliff that runs, I mean, probably hundreds of miles round.
like a bowl.
Exactly like a bowl, straight down, and you start to see the tops of trees massive trees. I mean, grand trees, probably a couple 100 feet tall, scattered throughout. And yeah, and so you're pretty much coming up to now, you're like right on the edge, and you just see pretty much you're standing up. The pass actually leads down, and it's like terraced, I guess, along the way down, kind of back and forth, back and forth. Maybe 100, maybe 200, 300 feet down, depending on where you're standing above. There's kind of a gap between the tree line down below and the sheer rock face. And again, you guys kind of just soak it in. Like, this is like, it looks like it goes forever. Like, you don't actually see the other side. You can see it run from left, you can see it run from right, and it just more or less almost looks like, again, hundreds of miles around. At least that's what it looks like. It's probably, like I said, mid-afternoon, early evening now. I mean, you've been kind of not moving quickly, but not moving super slowly. You think it's probably going to take you some time to descend. You are on foot. You don't have a cart. You don't have a donkey to worry about, but you still kind of have to back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way down. But
So it would have been a path big enough for at least a cart to go down.
yeah, probably 10, 12 feet wide. It's not a huge cart, no, but a cart nonetheless. And I'd say, again, it's packed nicely. You might think someone probably traveled it within the last week or so. Not heavily traveled. And yeah, and again, all you see is just trees, right? Just all kinds of trees. And yeah, what, I mean, do you guys just kind of descend, or yeah, I mean, you can end and look down, or see if there's, I don't know, a quicker way down.
Are we being followed?
Okay. Look behind you into the trees.
Yeah.
You don't see anything.
The thought of the goblins. Wanted to see if we were made sure we were being followed.
Can Willow give me a perception, or technically you could give me an Arcana check if you'd like, if you're looking at what lies below you.
I'll look at Arcana. I'll do an Arcana check. That's 15.
Okay. Yeah. So
10 plus 5.
nice. More or less because you are drawn, like, I imagine, like, you kind of feel magic sometimes, and you do kind of sense like there's hella magic around here, right?
Mhm.
So you start staring at these trees because you're like, you kind of get this, again, it's like a magnetic feeling where you're just like, there's strong magic somewhere ahead of you. And you start looking at the trees, and what was like evergreens, you now see like pine trees, right? And then maples, and then like redwoods, and then you do see like snow-covered trees. And it's weird. It's like you're looking, and then you blink, and it's like the trees are a different type of tree, or a different height, or different width, altogether. Like, it's this weird, like, shit, what is it? The pearls, the like that like luminescence, like shimmer, and the trees are just more or less like with every blink kind of like changing. So I don't know if anyone else is more or less inspecting them, or sees that Willow is just kind of like in a trance, kind of looking at these, looking at the forest below. But yeah, it's like it goes endlessly, and it's just like, it's shimmery-ish if you're watching it for a while, and then it's just like, again, you're looking at one tree, and the next moment that tree is completely different. Different, wrong season, wrong height, wrong, I mean, anything and everything. And it's constant everywhere you look at this forest below you.
This is very odd. just if you guys wouldn't mind just looking at that tree over there. And she's gonna point out just like one of the taller trees in the woods, or in the bowl beneath us. Watch that tree for a few seconds, and she'll wait until it changes. Did everyone see that? There's some magic going on here. I don't really like it.
If they are changing like that, then illusion?
It's the only thing I could think of. I don't know what else it would be. It's quite odd. It's like one moment it's this, and the next moment it's a birch tree, and the next moment it's a fir tree, and then sometimes it's birch, and then sometimes it's a pine.
How
As
does
you-
a city person know all this about trees?
Well, my last name is Glade, so you'd think I'd know a few things about trees. Also, my first name is Willow. So
Your parents could have felt sorry for you.
no, they were all named after trees. Well, not my dad. My dad was
Tony.
Tony.
His name's Don. His name's Don.
Short for
No, my
Rigo.
father's name was-
Rigatoni.
No, my father's name was Eben, but you don't need to worry about that.
Ditto.
Yes, Jedgar.
My name is Jedgar, but I don't know much about other Gars.
Ha!
Is that
You
really
guys-
what you wanted to say, Jedgar? Okay, that's
That-
fair.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are like really soaking in and looking around, you do see off to the east. Off to the east, you're facing south now, so it's funky for me. Off to the east, you do see kind of like a little town, way down there on the edge. Like, I mean, it's pretty far away, probably, but I mean, a good mile, maybe 2 miles. Sitting right below again the sheer cliff. You think that's kind of where you're supposed to go. Like that's where Harnick, everyone, more or less described it along the route that it was just this like bullshit farm town somewhere near the forest. And that's literally the only bullshit farm town you've kind of seen since you left the inn. That wasn't like an actual farmer's house. So you haven't seen a town. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the path is eerie and still. Sounds from the forest echo, then die down. Birds squawk. There's rustling as the wind blows, but nothing special. The path is, like I said, roughly 4 people wide, 10, 12 feet. Yeah, probably.
Can we fit Jedgar and the big guy next to each other down this path?
Yeah. I mean, it's tight. It's a little scary. It's uneasy.
How broad
Um,
do you think your shoulders are, Raoul?
Um, 4 feet? I don't know.
The only other thing, you all can give me a perception check. Again, you can just be unless you want to stay standing up there, you can more or less descend.
I would like to descend.
Yeah, it's the only comparison more or less I could make is like an oasis in the desert where you're like, well, is that real? Is that not real? Like with this shifting and shimmering.
I got a
Um,
14.
I got a
for perception.
6.
Okay. Anyone else care to or no?
And
And
Hey, you guys should roll some dice. You guys haven't rolled any dice yet.
20.
20?
17 plus 3, boo.
Okay, nice. Raul looking, or is he
Yeah, look, give me a second.
He's too busy looking at his muscles.
Looking at
I mean, again, that could be.
Look at some muscles.
yeah, but he could see it when he's doing this and just like peek through.
Yeah, no, that's
He sees the reflection on
reflection in
the oil.
that's
yeah.
an 8. That's why I do it, actually. It's not just surface level wanting to do the oil. It's
Rear view mirror.
actually tactically, yeah.
Yeah.
Put up my hands and I got 2 rear view mirrors.
Jedgar,
At
you
that point,
think
when I'm staring at your abs, I can see the enemies approaching from behind.
you
Yep.
think more or less just from your like, I don't know, days out wherever in the wild in nature, um, there was almost like you saw the trees and all that nonsense going on, but you saw like almost like a part in the trees some distance off that like maybe it's probably like a river or something. Just looking at landscape, like you'd think there was like a river cutting through the forest at some point. When you were up there looking down, you didn't like see the water, but you had a strong feeling, more or less.
Follow me,
felt some vibes.
friends. I will take you the right way.
And yeah, you guys descend. Again, finely packed, but you know, uneasy, back and forth, all the way to the bottom. And again, when you get down there and you look back up, like it looked like it was far down, it looks farther up, looking upward. Like it's like looming over you straight up. Sheer cliffs. It's just odd, more or less. Um,
If anyone was wondering, I hate the cliffs.
I still do not get how you go up and down them.
Horse magic. You will see one day, Eclipse. I will show you the true power of the centaur.
I figure we use a whole bunch of different rope and pulley systems to get you up and down.
I honestly have no clue how a horse climbs a cliff. I don't think they do. Mountain goat style, he just leaps from rock to rock with grace and beauty.
Yeah, you're just
All
like
nimbly
really.
bimbly.
Yeah, nimbly
Really
bimbly.
like you guys see at the bottom as you come to the bottom of it, the path that you were following continues along the edge, probably 5 feet out from the edge of the cliff. But there's just a hard tree line, like right on your right hand side. You're actually the wall is on your left, the tree line's on your right, real thick, real dense. When you're up close to it, you don't really see it shifting like it did in the distance. It's pretty constant. The trees, it's weird. They almost look like they're huge. Like they really are huge, healthy, big trees. But also for some reason, I mean, almost appear like dead. Just kind of like looking at it, like you'll see bark here and there kind of falling off, but they like it's just this odd like they look strong, huge, and like they'd be doing well, but then you see signs of like almost like some of them are decaying or dying, but nothing out of the ordinary. It's just kind of, I mean, the whole situation's a little weird. But you can see the path leads again, follows the wall, goes straight east, and you did see kind of the little farm town, maybe a mile out now.
What kind of animal tracks do I see around on the ground?
Probably if can you just roll for survival for me?
Woo! Roll that survival check.
18.
Okay. Deer. With an 18, you see actually like rabbits and squirrel marks as well, here and there. They don't actually cross the road really at all. It's mostly off to your right on the edge. You do see like within the tree line, probably bushes with berries and stuff like that. So normal active forest. Yeah, deer, squirrels, rabbits. Um, yeah, kind of nothing different than you would have seen, maybe an hour ago, looking at forest life, tracks. Yeah, and you guys can just keep going, following the path if you'd like, or
Follow the path, why not?
Yeah, Jedgar will lead.
okay. Well then we'll just kind of, nothing really happens. You're kind of following it, more of the same. Yeah, don't want to necessarily bore you with anything like that, but you do come up to a town with what looks to be like a 15-foot wooden wall kind of surrounding the town itself.
Palisades.
It's like
Just
shabby.
more like a barrier. Just
More
kind of
like-
like a barrier.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I would say more of like I mean, you put a wall up for some reasons, but it's not like. Oh,
You
go
said
ahead.
15 feet high?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm 8 feet tall and have an 8-foot vertical jump, so.
You're just gonna jump and peer over.
Just gonna high jump it. Just go.
Just look over.
Arch the back.
When
I
we walk, does Raul walk in the front?
No, I prefer to be like kind of middle.
Okay,
Kind of middle off to the side a little bit.
where does
I follow
everybody
the-
else usually fall into place?
Good question.
I probably fall right around or near Jedgar.
Like right to the left or right of him, or behind?
Yeah, or just behind.
Okay.
I'm
No,
always-
Eclipse has learned not to stand behind Jedgar.
Smart.
So,
yeah,
yes, on the left or the right.
After multiple,
kicks to the head.
yeah.
You are getting closer, and if you zoom out a little bit, look down to your left a little bit, you do see a couple towers like poking maybe 5 feet up above the wall, just little guard towers, and you do see same kind of thing. It's like 15 feet up, almost like you would think on the other side would be like a wooden, you know, catwalk, or I don't know what else to call it, on the inside of the wall. A guard up high holding a crossbow, and again, 2 wooden doors. Two doors closed. A guard holding a pike, kind of leaning up against the wall on the outside. As you approach, just kind of, they don't really, well, neither of them kind of say anything. You're probably 30 feet away, coming up on it. You imagine this is the entrance to this town. You were told it's called City, Sitee.
Wait,
And-
this wooden town is called City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did God run out of names? What the hell happened?
Yeah.
I think the creators of the town, the founders, they gave it to a 5-year-old to name, but then they're like, no, we can make this work. Spell it different.
Oh, so it's the French cité.
I thank you. Spent a lot
Nice.
of time on that name, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Nice.
And, yeah, you guys. So, yeah, you're like 15, 20 feet away, just walking up there. They're not even noticing you. Actually, probably audibly hear snoring from the guard with the pike leaning up against the wall at the entry door. Yeah. I mean, again, looming 15-foot walls. There's a guard post, but no one's up in it. The guy was probably, I think he's actually walking away from you guys down the catwalk towards, it would be, yeah, towards the east side of the wall, kind of just doing his thing. He's probably zoning, listening to a podcast or something, earbuds in. No one visits, but
Oh god, he can't hear us. He has AirPods in.
yeah, that asshole.
The noise cancel is on.
Uh,
Those damn adventure or guards and their damn eye stones.
honestly, all Eclipse does is just pull the hood down just slightly. I'm not reaching out to any of the guards or anything.
Oh
Just
yeah,
continue.
Jeff, move your map for me, please. And
It's,
It would be
it's
nice.
underneath the world map. So go
If-
all the way to the left side.
What the
It,
hell?
it'd be nice
Yeah.
if you'd pay attention to the directions while we're actually playing the game.
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay,
I'm-
paying attention was during session 0, and you called Eric out.
Yeah,
I-
asshole.
I'm just
also
saying.
moved around the map, but I have to be careful of what I'm spamming around on the screen. I can't just go willy-nilly scrolling around. Zap.
Oh,
Yeah, you can.
you could literally willy nilly the
There's
horse.
fog of war.
This
it's
is
fine.
what they're gonna see. You watch that Twitch stream, and this is what we're doing. Okay, enjoy, viewers. This is what my party wants.
we just want you to move it within a minute of him asking, not 10.
Sorry, I just saw the text. I
Boom,
didn't
get
even
wrecked.
think about it. But
I will put somebody else on this dude.
yeah, you guys are like within 10 feet again. Bromigo's snoring. That's kind of yeah, that's what's happening.
Raul, can you get his attention?
Oh no.
Oh
Do we-
wow, our Twitch viewers are gonna be pissed after that camera change. What
Oh
an
no, our
asshole.
viewers
He
went
does that
up.
so poorly.
We went from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Viewers.
iPad, tablet, smart,
Phone.
my Zoom.
My mom.
Yeah, all of our
Thanks,
moms.
Mom.
Thanks,
Um,
Mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to moms.
I have an old flip phone I'm trying to stream it through.
Yeah.
Got
Shout
my
out to
iStone.
shout out to
that I've got
iPad
floating
straight from
around.
the grave. But yeah. So yeah, he's just sleeping right there.
I just follow Jedgar into the town.
You guys
Door-
just open the door.
Is the door closed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Raul, get his attention.
Hello, friend. I am very loud.
And he just like falls down startled. His helmet falls off.
You cannot waste your life sleeping away. You must work to better yourself, better your muscles.
Well, who goes there?
I am Raul.
Oh,
No doubt you have heard of me.
he's like wiping his eyes. He's got sleepies all up in them. Like a mess. You could see his like lunches on the front of his really shitty like leather armor.
Doublet.
Yeah. What can I help you with, sir? Sirs? What? That's a horse.
I'm offended by this comment.
Oh, he talks too? What? Oh man, am I sleeping again?
Darling, he's a centaur. He's a centaur, darling.
I take off my
Oh.
clothing to inspire him.
All of it?
All of it except the banana hammock.
The loincloth, yeah.
I did not sign up for this. Hey, Jed. Hey, Jed. And he's yelling up to the guy who was walking back. He comes back running over, like, huffing and puffing.
Is he talking to me?
Phil, you just gotta let him in, okay? Like, guys, I'm sorry. He's new. Come on, dude. Just, like, stay awake. And he'll like, see him, like, climb down out of view, and he opens the front door, just pushes one of them open. What? Welcome to city. Well, yeah, here you go. Are you looking for someone?
I'm looking for the person who came up with his name.
Yeah, I think he died like out of embarrassment.
Did he drown in his face washing bowl?
And before you,
Ooh.
you see
Oh.
a little farmer town.
Hey.
Shout out, I panned to get the whole thing, everybody, okay?
Proud of you.
So proud of you. So we would be somewhere around the bottom right of the map.
Yeah, enter bottom right. Yes, sir. Good. Yeah, thanks you for that. And yeah, you see pretty much it's just like little homely wooden farm houses. You see a couple larger houses off to the northeast. You see like giant hay piles, stables, a large tree kind of further back north, closer to the rock face. When you're inside, you saw it from outside, but from the inside, you can see that the fence, more or less surrounding the town, runs and just butts up against the side of the wall, pinning it in. It's just a nice little natural wall behind them, keeping them protected from that side. You do see kind of, like dirt walkways here and there. The sun is actually starting to set. And random NPC who lets you in kind of follows up and he's like, "What? I mean, no one's really working anymore. They tend to just kind of hang out in the market square when the stalls aren't up or go to the inn, I guess. But I mean, are you looking for? I can point you in the right direction if you like."
Where is Bernard?
Oh, Bernard. Okay. He's the inn. Well, I guess he's the innkeeper. He works at the inn. Either him or Barbara. I don't know.
Where is the inn?
It's that big building right over there. You just go a little further. If you hit the square,
Glade is already walking towards it.
oh,
Or not Glade, sorry, Eclipse.
Ha.
and
Ha.
it's
Tuesday's leaking.
Trying to steal my character.
it's
Hi, Kara.
you'll notice when you see it. Bye. Good. Nice to meet you guys. And
I don't know if anyone else is walking. As soon as he pointed the building, Eclipse turned and started walking.
You enjoy your day.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Oh, you're welcome, ma'am. you hear that, Phil? And he's already asleep again. Yeah. So you do walk kind of like I said, it's like dead. It's again, sunset's coming, and most people are probably back from the fields by now or coming back. So there's no fields. You didn't see any. The last fields you saw were way before the forest you entered. So they probably go miles every day to go work and come back. And yeah, you're kind of walking through. It's just kind of like you'd say maybe 100 people live in this little town. Houses kind of up against each other, and then you do kind of walk. Pretty much, you're walking like more or less a block, probably 5 or 6 houses, and then you do see an opening to a big market square with a raised wooden, like pretty much deck, kind of like a just in the middle, with stalls on either side and the back side, stairs leading up, canopies on top with white and red stripes, as you can see here. A couple of trees around there. There's some noise coming from there. People up there, torches lit more or less like tiki style. And you do see kind of as it opens up in front of you on your left-hand side, looking towards the west, a sign that says the Deep Bear Tavern.
Hey.
Yee. Shout out.
Where would you guys like to go? There is, again, like you hear more ruckus up on that like platform. It's like 3-4 feet off the ground. And there's people there. You hear, again, the tavern's right here. And yeah, it's pretty much obvious, I guess, more or less. You do hear hammering, probably from a blacksmith or something kind of further down in front of you. You do see people here and there just kind of running errands, but not taking note of you guys. They're doing their thing. It's probably coming up to dinner time, obviously. And yeah, that's kind of more or less what you see and what you got right now.
Eclipse just walked, right?
Is just walking, not sprinting or running, just walking in the direction that she was pointed in. Yeah.
I will follow Eclipse and keep her safe.
Yeah, I think when Eclipse like just started walking and the guy's like, "Oh hey, bye," like Willow would have taken a couple steps like she's following and then turned and been like, "Oh, thank you for all this," and then like turned around and kept following. One of those kinds of situations.
Okay, and
Sticking with the horse's ass.
Following him as well.
okay, and so sorry, are you headed into the tavern?
That is he pointed the direction of Bernard. That is where Eclipse is heading.
No
And-
nonsense, Eclipse.
So, this is what you see. You again, the Deep Bear Tavern sign hanging out front, and then I'm gonna give you guys your pieces, which I hope you can move. If not, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go grab them from the other map. But it's fine. Oh shit, sorry.
How dare you?
I know.
How
Dream is
dare
canceled.
you.
I gotta do this in sections real quick for ya.
All right, give me 30 seconds.
You do you.
DM, did you make this map in Incarnate? Or did you steal it?
I made a map, and then I saw this map, and then I stole this map.
Borrowed. Borrowed.
I,
Yeah.
The person still has access to their map.
I edited this map from what it was. So this map
In
existed,
true DM fashion.
existed in a form and now exists in this form.
I wanted to give you props on it because I was like, wow, look at the road built in, a nice organized town. Okay, that's fair.
Oh wait, no, you're talking about my town?
Yes?
Yeah.
City? Oh, I built city. That
Oh,
was
you
me.
did?
100% me.
Okay.
Looks good.
Sorry,
it
I thought you
does.
were talking about the inn, which we are now located in.
And where is that on this scroll map I have to navigate?
Go to your right.
Thank you.
Also, I can't move my
You
token.
cannot. Okay, I'll go grab the tokens you can move.
Oh, okay. No, this is fair. I
Because
thought you did a wonderful job with city.
City.
Other than the goddamn name.
I thought it was clever.
Can you text me next time so I can give you anything other than that?
No.
Just like, hey,
Is there a city that's named Toon or something like that?
Towin.
Talon.
Town with like 3 W's.
Is that all your pieces? Can you guys move those?
I can move with lips, yes.
Blink if yes.
Where am I?
Are you not there?
There we go. Those are really tiny compared to the other pieces.
Okay, then blow them up. Shit.
Oh, wait.
How do we do that?
Shit, dog. Come on, man.
Oh, do we make them bigger?
Oh, it doesn't let you? That's fine. I can.
How do I make Raul bigger?
Must make Raru bigger.
Raul must be massive.
If you're moving them.
There we go.
I am size of table.
I am size of table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
How do I resize my...
You don't.
Okay.
Okay. So there you guys are, right? You guys all have control.
yeah.
Right now proportions don't really matter unless you guys make them matter for me. But you guys enter the Deep Bear Tavern.
Jedgar immediately flips 4 tables.
All of the tables are now flipped.
Is this a bar to over here, Zach, where I just moved to?
Yes, actually, there is a bard up on a slightly raised platform in the corner of the room past the fireplace, which is crackling. It's a dim lit room. There's a handful of patrons that look like, again, they're sweaty from their day's work and cart ride and or walk back to town. You do see a barkeep behind the bar. You do see 3 young women running about serving and chatting, and you hear more of like a shrill voice coming from the far corner, probably behind. There's like a cracked door on the far side of the tavern, past the bar, close to the girl in brown hair up there, and yeah, yeah, there's a stage with a lyre player. He's
Oh.
kind of, he's not like in the middle of something. I think he's either warming up or warming down or between songs. It's just kind of chill in here, gentle vibes. There's actually more people in here than I have here, but there's, say, 3 open tables. And just scattered people about. There are 2 older men up at the bar, on pretty much like what looks to be like repurposed bar kegs as stools or chairs, chatting with the barkeep, who is just kind of prepping beers, serving them, chatting, and calling over the brown-haired girl. Let's see here. You do see someone kind of in the far back of the room. There's like comfy chairs for reading. Doesn't matter. Again, a musician playing on stage, kind of, again, warming up or plucking away between songs. Um, yeah, no one's really kind of paying attention. They're kind of drinking, catching up on the day. It's pleasant. I mean, it's a nice inn. Yeah. Um, it's-
Excuse me, Bard. May I join you?
he's like surprised more or less. He's plucking away, and then he's oh, who me? Who are you? Who are you? I've never seen you around here.
I am Raoul. I am traveling, but I am also a bard. I
Raoul?
sing with my muscles.
Oh,
Let me accompany you and show this tavern what I can do.
you know, I think we could do that. I am
I have not stopped. I have not waited for him to stop talking. I have walked up next to him and I'm showing off a variety of poses and flexes and all of these muscles.
he held out his hand. I guess when you were doing that, he's kind of still looking at his lyre. And, I'm Blaves Bruant. Nice to. Oh, okay. You're
I'm
okay.
going to look down at him in one of the poses and say, "I am Raoul. Just keep playing." And I'm using that to give myself a 5-minute break while you guys keep going. That's what I'm
Okay.
doing.
He's going to like strum like a nice little melody and try to put music to these muscles, which is he's never done before. So it's like he like goes real kind of like quiet, and then he like switches pose, and it's just like like real rough and like tough.
Oh, I work it. Can I
Yes.
can I roll up her performance check?
Oh, for sure. Do you?
Just roll high.
Abso fucking liarly, actually.
Oh, there's the dice.
Why? No.
It's an 11 or a 12.
No,
Okay.
no.
So people do kind of look up and notice this happening because obviously the whole mood more or less changed. And no one's booing. They're kind of trying to see what's gonna happen. There's a bunch of strangers that just walked into their evening meals and drinks, so it's a little confused. Everyone kind of hushes down a little bit but keeps drinking, and they're just kind of taking in the show. So I'll let you kind of perform if you got to step away. Yeah, they don't hate it, they don't love it, they're just kind of interested in something new.
Restroom, drink, etc.
Do you?
Okay, so when this all happens, Willow's like, she goes up to the bar. She's like, "You see that? That's my mate there. You see those muscles? Look at
Who are you
him."
talking to?
The barkeep. She goes up to the bar. She like leans up against the bar and like kind of to the 3 people, like the 2 old men and then the bartender. "You see that over there? That's my mate. Look at those muscles. Quite big. Quite impressive. Am I right?"
So the barkeep is a slender, probably in his like early 40s. He has a very friendly face, darker skin, kind of like balding patch up front, so he's got the nice little horseshoe, real curly, tight, darker hair. Oh, I haven't seen you guys around here. Welcome. Who's that?
That magnificent man over there, that's Raoul. He's a bard. He's entertaining the rest of your guests. You might as well give us some ale for that, right?
Oh, I mean, we do have a bar. You could see Blaven right behind him. Well, maybe he's hard to see. He's small as a stick, But, well, let's see how he does. I mean, people don't like change around here. But I'm Bernard. Nice to meet you. I mean, I could get you around. It is a business, so I might have to charge you this time. Maybe we see how it plays out.
Well, that's all right. I'll get the first round. and she's going to get 5 ales. Eric, I'm aware that not the entirety of the group will take said drinks, but Willow will get 5 ales for the table.
Do you walk to the table that Brotar is at?
Is he the only one sitting? Wait, is Jedgar just standing on the table?
Yes.
What? No.
I mean, he would crush the table. No,
Yes,
Jedgar
he
is
would.
standing like in the corner. He can't sit at a chair. I don't know how that like he can slide the chair 6 feet away from the table and sit his back ass on it while his front
I
legs are still there.
I ain't never seen one of them's.
His
I-
name is Jedgar. Thank you very
Can,
much.
can you ask him if I could get him? I mean, more the merry. I just want to accommodate, I guess. What you guys need some food? I mean, dude, pull up chairs up here. The you know, it's a little taller here, and I feel like I make good conversations. You guys gonna stay the night? Like again, we don't. It's a small town. How long you guys gonna stay?
Well, actually, we're not quite sure. We were getting escorted here by Harnick, and
Oh, Harnick! I love Harnick. Yeah, I haven't seen him in man. What's it been, like 10 years, 20?
fucking Discord.
That's my
chat.
boy. That's my main bro. My what's with Discord? What's going on here?
We're not in Discord.
I know, but I keep finding them.
Hold on. Hold on.
As he kind of says, you know, I haven't seen him. He starts like reminiscing. Do you have a mission for us?
Oh, you know, I do remember. They were talking about. They were talking about it recently, weren't they? That we were gonna get some people in town. That's you guys, I guess, right? Yeah. I think it was. Oh yeah, it was Gary. It was Gary. It's late tonight. It's late, so it's probably closed down the post. And I mean, not like anyone really came by. It's been what 20 years. But you said you came with Harnick. Where's Harnick? Where'd he go?
He
died.
Well, we don't know that.
Wait,
Eclipse-
what? Who are you?
Now Eclipse. This is my compatriot Eclipse. Not quite sure what they are. I think
You can use she if you prefer.
Of course. I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to get us in. Didn't mean to start a rift between us girls. You know what I mean?
No.
Of course you don't. Yes, she's just our friend. She's very to the point. I've noticed.
Straightforward.
Yes, that.
So he's dead, you said? What?
He disappeared.
And he he looks like visually just upset and concerned and confused. Like he was, you guys came in. Again, everyone's attention is more drawn to Raul now. So it's kind of what you, Eclipse, and Bernard. And again, there are two guys there that kind of like look over, but they continue murmuring. It's too late tonight to send a group. I mean, do we, he's dead for sure, or do we got to send a party looking for him? He's a tough nail. He's a real tough nail, but it's gonna have to wait till the morning.
Well, so there was this really bad storm, and he told us to start moving. You know, he told Jacob to start running, and we left the cart, and then we looked back, and he was According to our muscular friend over there, he was he there was a twig or a spear or something out of his chest, and then he ran up to him, and then a flash of light, and he was gone. We couldn't find him.
Yeah, he starts like rubbing his nose and like pinching his nose and rubbing his eyes. He's really distressed right now, and he kind of is staring off, like not in your eyes but past you more or less. And the Force has a mind of its own, and honestly does not like outsiders coming in. We've been living in peace for many years, ever since they stopped sending recruits here. Honestly, yeah, it seemed like it got more aggressive when the Versailles would show up. They really did make a mess of the Force, if you ask me. I don't think the Force took too kindly to the treatment it was receiving. Just take a seat here. Let me get those drinks, maybe. Yeah, just relax. And he'll kind of turn away and start pouring those drinks that you ordered.
How much is that going to be?
Yeah, four drinks, 5 drinks, 5 copper.
5 copper, cool.
Sure. And the inn kind of around you guys is getting actually a little rowdier. They're they're loving Raul. They're like the more Blaves kind of plays up. He's kind of getting into his stride here and feeling out Raul and what he's doing. They kind of stop focusing on you guys. You hear, mugs being hit against tables, and here and there you hear a couple kind of things above the crowd. Let's see here. You hear like the yelling from behind kind of comes out, and you see this like bigger she's like, oh sorry, like stout woman come through the door here, kind of like hush down now, y'alls. And she's kind of talking to the brown-haired girl, and you've heard the names. It's annoying, and you guys are gonna hate me. I just thought it was funny. You heard the names Babel, Brea, and Bethlin. Kind of people, patrons, like wanting drinks and food, and then Barbara comes out, and she's actually yelling, not yelling, but kind of in a stern voice, talking to Bethlin. Like, just take care of them. Just whatever they want. And continues on her way. She's like, looks like she's cleaning or restocking or something. She's more disheveled, in and out. And
what are the names? Babel, Bethel, Barbara is
Barbara's the mother.
Yes, I put head waitress. Whatever.
Yeah, she runs the inn. And then you have Babel, Bibele, Brea, Braya, and Bethlin. They look like sisters, other than Bethlin having brownish hair and the other two having more or less blonde, golden hair. And
there's also Bernard, and the bard is
Evelyn.
Did you just randomize B names?
It's a B type of inn. Blaves is the bard, and Bernard is the barkeeper.
All right, which one of these is butthole?
All right, so B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Got it.
I mean, I more or less did this to myself.
I mean, look, players already get names wrong. Eric already forgot the name of the freaking donkey.
What was it? Not Jacob?
It's Joshua.
No,
Right.
it's Boshua.
Babel is Babel is the oldest
Boshua.
of Barbara's daughters. She's tall and lanky. Her skin is fair. Her hair is straw straight and yellow, golden. She's got brown eyes and looks to be clumsy. She's kind of been in and out of the back rooms, coming through, grabbing beers and food, and just more or less like tripping on stuff that's not in her way. Um, her laugh is high pitched. She brings a crowd. Kind of, she's chatting amongst people. You've noticed as you've been here, she's more of like a social butterfly, kind of popping in and out. Just kind of, yeah. She's very yeah, she's very like clumsy and kind of loud and kind of like her mother in regards to like shrill and yeah. Brea is the middle child. She's like medium height, curvy, golden thick hair down to her waist. She's a huge flirt. You've seen her pretty much at the same table, right there in the middle, with, and it's funny because it's a like a farmer and what looks to be maybe his like young wife or so, but she's kind of been flirting with him the whole time while her eyes have been on Raul.
Do I have a pretty big audience at the moment?
Everyone other than the two guys at the bar have been kind of watching you.
Now, being weak is nothing to be ashamed of. Staying weak is. Remember that.
You hear like a cheers ring out and they all drink, but again, Blaven's been doing you some good by like I said, and I know you were kind of gone and back in, but he's just like he's gotten to the point where he's matched up your flexing and posing with a really solid like melody going. So you've really kind of captured the room with his help. Yeah, more or less. If you guys want food, drink, it's more or less just kind of back at it. If you guys want to sit at the bar, sit at a table.
Well, she has these 5 ales I would like to think poured. So what kind of job did you have for us?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you, Bernard.
I
The one you just gave me all the drinks.
Yeah. I mean, I told you I don't think Gary's in. You know, it's a little late, and no one really comes by the post. You can find him. Man, he's either in here, which I don't see him, and well, I don't want to say it too loud in front of Barbara, but Bray is still in here. So if she's here and he's not, he could be out at the square drinking. You know, some of the boys like to go out there, breathe in the fresh spring air at night. You know, they think it's a little stuffy in here. But he actually is the appointed, what do they call them? Rasai. You know, member? I don't know. He gives out he says what you guys need to do. So if you want to go out to the square and meet them, or you want to get some drinks, they're going to be out there for hours. They usually are. But like I said, I don't think he's open. He may, you'll see him out there if you know, or he might, you know, he might come in. They probably saw strangers come into the inn. I'd give it a couple minutes, maybe. And if not, yeah, he'd be out over there, and he's just pointing towards the door or nodding towards the door. Yeah, I don't give out quests, but
I'm sorry. I must have. I thought the gold exclamation point above your head was a indicator, but I apologize. That must be a birth defect or something.
No, I'm just chatty. Me and Harnick were good friends. I hope he's okay.
I'm really sorry. I hope so too. He seems like a good fellow. Well, we'll drink to his safety tonight.
Barbara goes running over to Brotar. Kind of like, you know, she's bussing tables and cleaning and picking shit up. She runs the house and she's hey, you're new.
How are you?
Oh, you know. Just another night with a horse in my inn. Well,
he's a centaur.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I can hear you over there. My horses are not broken.
His,
Not.
his ass is broken. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm sorry, but can you guys staying the night? What's going on here?
I'm not quite sure, but do you happen to have any Smithgard ale in house?
You know what? I do. I do. Last shipment came in. I got a barrel or two in the back. You want me to go grab some?
I'd appreciate it.
I'm sorry. It's not cheap.
That's fine.
Okay, okay. And she runs towards the back and she oh shit, what's her name?
You did this to yourself.
I did.
Congratulations, you played
When is
yourself.
Barbara?
Yeah, this is Barbara you were talking to.
Blaven.
No, Blaven is the
Bard.
Blunderbuss.
Yeah.
Bard. And
Bard.
Boshua.
Bard.
it's the youngest. Sorry, the one she
Warwick.
was yelling at there.
Warwick.
It is
Is this where-
Bethlin.
Bethlyn. Beth, come on. And she they both kind of go into the back room that she came out of in the beginning. And yeah, they're like rustling about. And after a couple minutes, you see them both kind of like lugging a cask of Smithgard ale. Actually, the crest is right there on the top, the dust on it and everything. And they kind of she gives Bernard a scowl and she's good for nothing. And he takes it from her and yeah, he's gonna tap it and pour. I thought this was for special occasions, but shut up. And she goes off on her own. And yeah, he pours at least one. I don't know if Brotar comes over or he's kind of confused. That's
I'll walk up for now to grab it.
okay.
I feel like it'd be like right around that time he'd finish pouring the 5 ales, and then like the cask would come in, and then he'd pour the other ale. So like we're all now at the bar, like right around the same time we're getting these drinks.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I need to see how
Rotar.
well it ages and comes across the continents. And I point to the insignia.
No fucking way. Really?
Yeah, they're gonna want to report on how it tastes over here.
Oh man, I've never seen. I mean, I don't drink it much. It's real expensive, but fucking good ale. Fucking good ale.
Well, they're definitely gonna want to know how it tastes over here after the long travel.
He I mean, he pours it, gives it to you, and unless well, actually, you're propping up right there on that stool.
I'm just standing to get it and waiting to see how much it costs.
Let's go with I don't know how much we priced it out at.
One was for like one of the shitty or whatever.
Yeah, it was one
a
copper.
Like a silver.
I don't think that's kind of expensive. Probably like 6 coppers. I don't know.
I'd buy one for
Yeah,
everybody.
sure.
Oh, well, thank you, Brotar. I guess I've gotta finish these quick. And she starts chugging one of her ales.
Did you
Can I
buy 5 Smithgard ales?
I did.
No. Oh, he bought 5.
I did, and I didn't hand them to you guys. I just left them.
Eclipse will take the glass and then walk it over to Brotar and say, "You bought yourself 2," and set it down in front of you.
I
That's
got
good.
one. I got one for everybody as well. If anybody else wants.
You got yourself 2.
Oh no! What a shame. That's so terrible.
You keep doing this every place we've been.
Oh no! I guess I'm just forgetful. Oh
So
no.
Bernard,
As she finishes her second ale.
he takes a minute and he's like polishing up on the backside of the bar. Just kind of like gave you guys your drinks, walked away for a minute. And the 2 guys actually sitting up at the bar next to you guys, they're like older farmers. You could tell by the smell of them. They look like leather. One's got a hat, one doesn't. One's actually a dwarf. And you kind of hear, because again, the ruckus has come up. Raul's like crushing it right now. Him and you guys are like killing it. Everyone's getting rowdier again in the inn. The girls are running around, screaming, flirting, serving up food. I mean, we're probably looking at like it's not a huge inn, but it's still like 20 some people. Probably again, there's some back rooms and stuff, but also sorry, you see up on the top area here.
So while you're doing that, I actually come back up and give him. Here's 3 gold. Is that enough to give enough of the Smithguard ale to everybody in here and then some?
The 3 gold. Sure. I mean,
3 gold's more than I've seen in my life.
He's just kind of stammering. He's like, I mean, more than enough. Just yeah, I grab it. And he's like, more or less like, he's just heard some pretty rough news about one of his buddies, you think, and he's kind of zoning, polishing a couple things on the shelf. And you hear the 2 guys next to where you were actually sitting or standing there grabbing the ales, and more of like a muffled, like marbled mouth. The guy actually right next to you. I mean, it'd be worth some serious cash if it had been Eyes of the Adventurers for years. No one's come back when searching for it. It just might be a myth, legend, a ploy to get adventurers out to this village. And when you hear kind of the over the music and the crowd, Bernard actually just like turned faces and almost doesn't yell, but very sternly. The stories of the amulet has been told for years and years, and we don't talk about it, Paul. And
What-
he's like,
What
Are you
amulet?
sure? Are you sure it's not Baw because you want everything to be bees?
you're welcome.
Viewers, that is a DM flicking off Willow.
Yes.
What
Well
about-
deserved.
What about Vargas and Frank? How can that be a myth? And he's like visibly irritated now. He like stands up and kind of smashes his drink on the bar. We all saw Vargas when he got back. So, yeah, we saw the condition he was in. We can still see the damage that force did to his mind. He said he saw it. Damn it, I believe he saw it.
What about an amulet?
And the guy, the dwarf next to him, is trying to calm him down. He's yelling at him. And kind of Bernard's now rushing over to them, trying to calm them down. Come on, Bernard. We can't pretend it ain't never happened. Vargas will never be the same. Don't get me started on Frank. We lost. And Bernard just more or less yells, I said enough, Paul. And everyone in the inn goes silent.
I changed my muscular dancing to a softer, soothing pose.
More like a statue, so people are like, "Oh wow."
I'm
Bernard-
not going. Yeah, soothing.
So more like soothing
Yes.
instead of like it's just like
So I take one of the Smithguard ales and hand it to the dwarf and say, "Here's some real dwarven ale. Elaborate a little bit with me on amulet."
I thank you. I think Paul's had enough for tonight. And Bernard kind of walks over the more or less the length of the bar over to Jedgar and kind of Eclipse, and he's putting his hands up. And he's like, I just don't want young adventurers getting caught up in old stories. And he's walking down the length of the bar towards, making his way to Brotar, gesturing to you 3, and then towards Brotar. That amulet is still out there for the taking, and for all I know, is the reason why they stopped sending you trainees this way. It's too dangerous. It has been some time. I nearly forgot. I can point you in the direction of Gary, I guess. And you could get the details from him. But Paul, go home, Paul. And I honestly don't recall. I didn't recall that the checkpoint was even still open. Like I said, they sent a messenger. I thought it was a joke.
So you gave us wrong information?
we're farming village, okay? Bad stuff was happening. We asked them to stop. They stopped, and the bad stuff stopped happening. Why are they gonna send you back here? Okay.
Did we see any farmland when we walked in?
Through the forest.
But yeah, it was miles. Remember, they make that like journey from here.
Oh, they make it up that way. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
sorry. Yep, got it.
Um,
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you go past the market, you'll see a building. It'll have the Versailles sign on it. It's a little worn. It's not open now. It might be. I don't know what Gary does, but he's usually drinking. That asshole always has a drink in his hand. Okay, and I just don't want to talk more about it. And he kind of, yeah, more or less kind of shoos Paw and oh, what was his name? Sorry.
Starts with a
Is it-
V.
Starts with a B.
Yeah.
Oh, was it
Go ahead.
really?
Is it Beverly?
Every.
Fuck off, Bex.
It's actually Beverly.
Ah, his name is Thurgot,
It's
Burger,
dwarf.
got it.
the dwarf.
More like
farmhand.
Burgett.
Yep.
Burgett.
Thurgot
Burgett.
Burgett.
walks Paw to the door. Just take it easy, get home, and comes back and graciously takes the. he's not gonna skip out on the Smithgard Ale. Oh man, I missed it. I missed these bad boys. Yeah, they're good. And kind of sits down and enjoys, your guys' company or the show, or I mean, the room kind of fills back up again with noise. It was just very, very tense for a moment. Bernard got real worked up, and he kind of walked past the bar out into that back door that Barbara came through, and he's kind of gone for a couple minutes. So, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, horse here. I've been standing here starving for like 20 minutes, and people just keep talking, and nobody will give me food. There was talk of food a long time ago.
Jedgar, we'll take you out to the stable, get you some hay.
Listen, you make this joke every time. It's not funny. I am half man. Look
You-
at me.
Just referenced yourself as a horse.
Oh,
I
sweetie.
embrace my horse side. I am not ashamed of my horse body. It is
Wait,
quite glorious.
Where is your stomach? Is your stomach in the human part or the horse part?
Listen, if you want to get into it, I have 4 stomachs. 2 in the human, or 1 in the human, 3 in the horse, okay? But listen, that's not what we're talking about. They're all empty. That's what we're talking about. I am hungry horse. Hungry
So,
horseman.
I've
Oh,
got
it's
an
okay,
idea.
sweetie. I got food for you. And Barbara goes running off into what you imagine is the kitchen.
He
and
prefers it served in a bucket.
But I
and
didn't
comes-
even tell him what I wanted.
comes back with very,
Apples, oats.
very good smelling
Oatmeal.
roasted or somehow cooked chicken, potatoes, corn, and veggies, fresh veggies, and enough for all 5 of you. Just kind of lays them out on that table Brotar was at and says, I just don't want, just, yeah, Gary's out. He's probably out there. Just, I don't want any trouble. And she kind of scurries off.
Somehow I doubt it's enough for all 5 of us, but I'll take
Well,
your word
Let's
for it.
see the what they've done here. She takes a napkin, flips it out, puts it on her lap, and then well, I see they've browned the chicken quite well. She cuts into it, thoroughly cooked. Let's see these veggies real quick.
As Willow's doing this, I reach over and just rip a leg off and grab a handful of veggies and just eat it like I'm a druid in the woods and I don't really give a shit, and a half orc on top of it. And then I get up and walk out the front door.
As is the normal, I pass my portion over to Jedgar.
Who eats all of it.
Barbara
except
actually
the chicken.
keeps sending over, she actually does send over Brea, the flirty, curvier daughter, and she will continue to replenish your plates of food as they are emptied and take away the dishes.
Well, it's gonna be a while.
I
Um,
also follow Brotar out the door.
Can I make a check to see how well this food is cooked?
Give me a chef check.
Yeah, is there a chef check?
Definitely, yeah. Roll a d20. I don't see a
Constitution
side
save?
that has asshole on it, but
Yeah.
and for sure roll. Yeah.
Well, if you roll inside of D&D,
It's a nat 1, guys.
Is it really?
It's a nat 1.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. It's a nat 1.
You choke on a chicken bone.
Yeah, you're like doing like how people who drink wine they like
Yeah.
you're like trying to like break down and you kind of didn't realize there was like peas mixed in, so you go and like yourself for a second. It's good, probably too much fat on it, but that's what makes it delicious. Yeah, everything's more or less like seared on the outside, juicy on the inside. Yeah, it's not bad food. It's good. I mean, Mama's home cooking.
I pat very hard Willow on the back as I follow Brotar out the door.
Okay.
Delicious.
And
Rotar's looking for Gary.
okay, cool.
As is Eclipse.
And are you guys hanging out in the inn for a little bit?
If Jedgar is still eating, Willow will hang out and eat with Jedgar.
Jedgar takes a good 40 minutes to eat if they're just gonna keep bringing him food.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna
so-
say she would eat her plate, and I
We'll
would,
keep bringing
and
you
nobody
food.
else has eaten. So
What's Raul doing? Eating as
Honestly,
well.
I will also be eating.
Cool. Do something in the inn. You guys walk outside. I will pan to you in a moment. I'm running to the bathroom because I need to pee.
Unacceptable.
I'm
I
so
think
sorry.
we should have a discussion about taking like a 10-minute intermission during these.
Oh yeah, for sure. At some point.
We'll figure it
You
out.
are right. We need an intermission while eating so we can let it settle and then eat more.
I'll be back.
You have to wait 20 minutes after eating before any combat.
This rule sucks. You sound like my mother.
I am fine with this rule.
Eclipse, no. It's terrible rule.
Why?
Because fighting is what we do. We live for the battle.
But I do not eat.
Then you are not affected by rule.
Hence, why it is good rule.
No.
You don't eat? How do
We've
you...
been over this before.
I know, but maybe it's the 2 ales I drank within a minute, but... Damn, that's so sad. But have you never... Do you taste? Do you have...
Eclipse does not have a mouth that you can see. Just kind of gestures.
I'm so sorry.
I once again reach.
Do you want me to paint a mouth on you?
No.
Rotar again reaches to the middle of the table and grabs a piece of meat.
Meat is murder.
I am so sorry. We will do an intermission next time. I just like it was killing me. It was like I was trying real hard. I couldn't even focus.
You good?
So
It's
you
not
guys,
okay.
We had a wonderful dinner conversation.
I heard you the whole time.
What do you mean you don't eat? Good.
Yeah, Willow's a chef, so it's like baffling for her. But you guys are eating. We pan outside. Yeah, the market is a large square raised above the ground of the village, roughly, like I said, 3 to 4 feet high, up on a wooden like deck. Lanterns are lit like tiki torches almost, is how it kind of looks on posts. The noises of patrons can be heard clear in the night. Stalls line the edges of the market, 3 sides of it. It's pretty much the 2 long lengths and the one backside. They all have a cloth over top of them covering either wares or lack thereof. They may come and set up in the morning, or you really don't know how this market more or less functions, but people come, set up their goods here in the middle of town. That was intense. There's plenty of space in between the stalls. You do see a bunch of tables and benches set up. So if you want to scroll to the right, I will unveil what you see in front of you.
Oh, I want to.
If all of these people, if there's a lot of people and all of them start with C, I'm leaving. There's a bar right there.
I quit.
Yep.
Oh, that far to the right. Got it.
Yeah, sorry. There's a couple places that are in between, but doesn't really matter. Let me grab you guys.
Man, how did he make it there already?
I was gonna say, so
Grabbed
we're
them
all-
and moved them?
Huh?
Did someone
Raul?
I
Yeah.
thought Roll had a
Oh, I did
twin.
it myself.
Oh, you can just do it yourself. I could just
Yeah.
be helpful.
Oh, thanks. That's fine.
I mean, they're gone, so
Yeah, I may have grabbed them. Sorry, I'm moving them over here. Actually, slightly funny. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing?
Protar,
Yeah,
the
bro.
other person that was heading here first.
Where's Brotar?
He was outside.
In the white part.
Okay. I don't see him at all.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, is he pulling them?
He had to make his way through the darkness.
Sorry, I gotta
Why is
throw.
it so dark here?
It is night time. You know this. That was that day joke.
Yeah, it is nighttime now. It's pretty dark. Not many people would be shopping now, so that's why they're all closed up. They're here drinking. The only outside beer garden near Saradosa Fortis, kind of a huge perk of the area. In the very center of the market, there's a 8-foot round keg suspended by 2 beefy legs and 1 tap guarded by a burly man. There are roughly a dozen people lining the tables, getting their evening drink and food. There is like a runner that you did notice while walking out, running into the tavern, probably to get more beer and, well, probably not beer, but food, because the beer's here. There's a band actually on the far side playing a gentle music. I say a band, but it's probably a handful of townsfolk with makeshift instruments playing as best as they can.
Just washboards, only washboards.
And spoons.
Yeah, most of the stalls are covered, but if you kind of look closely into the night that is the shadows of these lanterns, because there's, it's not like the whole area is lit. You will notice that there's like maybe 1 or 2 guys just kind of like hanging out like in the shadows, probably guarding the stalls, you would surmise, more or less. Yeah, the market itself is more or less like an incredible sight. Like, I don't think walking into this town you would have seen something of this. Like, it's more kind of grand. It's a pretty sweet market. Who would come here? No clue. Even under like moonlight, like it's just like pretty. It looks in decent shape. The canopies above are actually like on pretty tall posts, covering the 3 sides. You can see them on the image here. Red and white striped. They kind of bow down in the middle. They catch in the breeze. It protects the wearers from the sun, from the rain if needed. There's streamers along like the posts. Like, it's decorated pretty well. They probably celebrated the most recent like spring festival not too long ago here. Yeah, and there's again, the staircase coming up to it was stone. You had to walk up like 4 steps to get up there. And
Took Jedgar 20 minutes.
He can handle stairs.
like 1
It took
step,
Willow
yeah.
just as long. She's getting a little drunk.
I walked up to the 2 dudes and said, "We were told Gary's over here."
Okay, sorry. Let me pull some figures in for you guys here now.
Question for God.
Willow is carrying her ales outside. Her 3 remaining ales, she's carrying 2 in one hand and then 1 in one hand.
Your question for God, what's up?
So you said this is a big market in a farming village?
So I say market. It's more like stalls with goods that are sold probably every
So
week.
We're at a farmer's market, is what
Kinda,
you're
yeah.
telling me. You put us at a farmer's market.
Yeah,
In
kind
a
of.
farming town.
Is Jedgar hungry yet?
Always. You know how much energy it takes to be a half man, half horse? How hungry are you as a human at all times? Imagine you had to feed the horse half of you.
Man,
Well, Bubs, you know
I didn't
what
even
that's
know I
like.
had a horse half.
You know what that's like. You have a
let's
horse
see
half. We
here.
know. it.
Yeah, feeding my penis is really hard. Let me tell you.
Eric! Eric, there are
Good
children
lord.
watching. We don't use
So-
that kind of
You can't
language.
just let that shit like hang out there and not expect me to use it.
Did you really
Hang out there.
hang out there? Come on.
Speaking of
So
which.
again, dropping in tokens here. There's the big boy that kind of is more or less like pouring the beer, watching this big ass ginormous cask of beer. This is kind of what they do in this town, is like they work and drink, and that's what farmers do. Yeah, more of a farmer's market. You know, it's a farmer's town. You know, so yeah. And you guys came up, and Brotar asked what the big boy serving ale, the first guy he sees. Is that who asked for Gary?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do come up the stairs. I'll help you out here. You come up the stairs, and you're more or less kind of approached straight off the bat. Like you coming up asking for Gary, and you do see like a tall, really tall, skinny, like wiry, just he's probably like honestly probably like 6'5", like just bones, like just really weird looking, like gangly, awkward, with his pants are definitely way too short for him. Farmer's clothing, maybe, I don't know, just kind of like raggedy. And he kind of looks at you guys, looks over at Brotar, who kind of chimed in. If you didn't say something first, he was probably going to approach you. Yeah, it looks like we got us some fresh blood in these parts. Where are you guys from, anyhows?
We're looking for Gary.
Oh, Gary. He's around. Probably he might be around the backside of that there. Do you see the cake right there on the other side of Tor? That's my brother Tor over there, and he's pointing at the big boy. This guy's like a mountain, but like,
Oh my god.
what?
Nothing. The name. His name's Tor and he's a mountain.
Well, he's a mountain of a man.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Sorry,
Um,
go ahead.
I'm gonna at that with him saying that, I'm gonna walk over to where he said Gary was, and just not even just go.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? Are you just following Brotar back around them?
Follow his lead. Yep.
The same, except I'm watching the. You said there were a couple guys kind of maybe guarding the tents.
Yeah, kind of in the shadows.
Just keeping an eye on everything that's going on, more or less, because someone else is doing the talking, which is preferable for Eclipse.
I mean, you can feel their eyes on you, but they're not. They're unmoving.
That's fine. Doesn't matter. Just want to keep an eye.
Okay. So you're looking around. So Brotar goes around to the other side. You see pretty much these are like long tables, like beer hall tables, more or less, 4 of them with benches. Out here, probably another 12 to 20 people. Again, singing along with the band. The band's in the far right-hand corner, whatever. They're kind of out of the way. and there's kind of a huddle of like 6 people sitting there, and it's loud enough where they probably didn't hear anything. That the guy that chimed in was Lore, Lor.
What the hell?
Fuck you, Eric. It's Torrance and Lawrence. Okay,
Oh, okay.
you jerks.
Sorry.
Like Borance and Borance.
And yeah, and so you kind of Brotar comes walking back, and no one really takes note because there's kind of this again air of sound, noise, drinking, music. Yeah, you just, I mean, and it's like I said, they are lanterns strewn about, but there's probably more shadows than light for the most part up here. It's like it's a good ambiance for a beer garden.
Jedgar is perusing the stalls.
How
For a
closely?
mate?
How closely?
What was that, Ricky?
For a mate.
Yeah, yeah. Or sorry, nay.
How close do you get up to the stalls?
I mean, there are wares, right? Like things he can look at.
I mean, everything's covered in like
There are mares and bridles.
everything's covered in what like some sort of cloth, more or less, and they are like broken up into sections, like you'd think there'd be different vendors, more or less, a few per chunk of these.
He would
So-
try to lift the cloth.
If you try to grab the cloth, you don't even see this guy. He like smacks your hand. No touch. No touch.
What?
No touch. That's not yours.
You know
Don't tou-
touch.
Sir, I'm going to ask you, do not touch that.
It is sirs to you, thank you. Sir Horse, thank you.
Okay, sirs. Just please come back. What's 8 days? Yeah, come back in 8 days. It'll be open. You can buy stuff. Other than that, we don't want trouble.
From what I've heard, I will be dead in 8 days.
Well, then you don't need to come back. That's fine.
So
Go.
can I shop
Go.
now?
No.
Shop now. Yes.
Tor, come on, Tor, come here. And booming, he looks over. He says,
Can we get a description between Tor and Raul?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over there too.
Yeah,
if Tor
yeah.
does.
Yeah, can we have what is the difference in size here?
Raul is massive and masculine, muscular, like he is chiseled like a statue wishes it could be. Tor is like probably 15 years ago he was or could have been, and he has filled out like a balloon, so he is big and round. Like he still looks muscular, but he's
But he's small compared to the Goliath, right?
he's probably a good 6 inches shorter, but probably twice as wide.
Wow.
He's a big boy. Like I said, mountain. Yeah, he is the
He's like 7'6".
oh god, you're 8'1".
Yeah.
He's like 7 foot. Okay.
He's Jedgar height.
I assume with all the yelling, everyone's eyes are on them.
Yeah, at this point, this isn't normal. So
The horse part, or
I'm going to, as
Or-
quietly as I can, lift up one of the other things where people are not looking and take something, whatever's underneath.
you take a really shoddily made pot.
Okay, thank you.
What material and what's the smell?
Shitty material and rust. It's more or less like probably has been sitting. Most people take their wares with them. This person, I assume their wares aren't worth enough to not care if they're burglarized. Plus, there's guards here.
What do you mean assume? This is your world.
Well, Well, I can still assume in my world.
So I'm just gonna, before anyone sees, just right in the bag.
Okay.
Move on.
The guy in the shadows that was probably nearest you is already distracted with like that commotion.
Waited for that.
And yeah, and Tor kind of booms. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 guys!" And pretty much cues this voice above the crowd as the music comes to a halt. And oh, hey guys, I'm Gary. And he's standing up on the table. Now's I'm the liaisons of the Resize in city here, so let's calm down a little bit. And he's what you see in front of you is he is a I've got a good description here. He's New Jersey in a nutshell. He looks sleazy. He's got slicked back dark hair. You're not sure what he uses to slick it back. You don't probably want to know. He's very like he's lean, but Raul would kind of see that like it's like lean, like tough muscle. It's not I don't know. He looks stronger than he probably leads on. He's got a very like he tries to be like more gangly, but right now his like chest is puffed out and he's a little agitated because you know he was in the middle of a dice game and couldn't be bothered. He's probably more muscle than brain, you would think. And he is, I didn't say it before, he's just like a taller halfling, more or less. Very tan. And yeah. So yeah, he hops up on the table, puffed out chest. Yeah, I heard we were expecting a new group today or tomorrow. You made great time. Where's Harnick?
He's not with us.
Something got him in the woods.
What do you mean? He's supposed to give me the papers with you guys. Did he give you anything? Like, is he with Bernard? I know they're old buddies.
Bernard sent us to you.
Of course.
Yeah, he went back to grab something. We were caught in a storm, and we were caught in a storm, and then he had something sticking out of his chest, apparently, and then a flash of light, and he was gone.
Yeah, he starts same kind of thing Bernard did, more or less, rubbing his face, rubbing his head. No, that can't be. Are you sure? I mean, these woods get worse and worse every year. We definitely need more heroes like you guys around these parts, keeping it safe. That's what I always say. Let me see. They sent a letter. I know Bernard got it. There's 6 of you, right?
5.
1, 2, wait.
5.
5. There was supposed to be 6.
The
There
big
are-
guys don't count as 2.
Nonetheless, it's late. The outpost is closed for the night. Like I said, I was expecting you. Maybe I didn't think you'd be here today. They do. I don't know. We could pick up in the morning. I was just not prepared. I was gonna drink. We were gonna have fun tonight. Can I do anything for you guys for the night?
I thought the Versailles was supposed to be the best of the best. Shouldn't you always be prepared?
I was prepared for you tomorrow, and they are. If you make it, me and Harnick, we're just employees, I mean, I could get up early tomorrow if you'd like. We could get a fresh start. But you know, who, who's who's to say we gotta get going tonight? You know.
Why don't we get started tonight?
Like I said, I'm just not ready. How and he just he's like at a loss because he was not one bit expecting you guys, let alone the commotion of you guys. I mean, I could show you. I could show you where to meet me in the morning. I'll be there. I'll be there bright and early. We could get your orders. To be honest, I mean, it hasn't changed in years. I can tell you what we're gonna be doing.
Are we going after an amulet?
How do you know? You must
People talk.
Yeah. It's the amulet. Shh. We're not supposed to tell these people and everyone. I mean, everyone's attention's on you guys. Pretty much like, just kind of more or less at this point putting on a show. He thinks I hope, diffused the situation. I mean, did you stop in the inn at least? I mean, you probably heard it from there, right?
Sure.
We ain't no snitches.
I mean, like I said before, this used to be well traveled. The Versailles would send all the promising recruits. Oh my God!
You're pretty recruit.
Yeah, it used to be a premier training site. You know why? It's not for the weak. That's why my comrades. And he walks up to Raul actually. And he grabs your muscle. Yeah, these boys, these puppies, that's what we need around here. Years back, as others locations opened, the force became more and more angry. We got less and less recruits. What? Yeah.
Can I visualize this? Him getting a chair, putting it on the table to reach the muscle?
I was gonna say, Oris's hand just now coated in oil as it's slowly dripping down his arm.
He like thinks to wipe it on his pants, but he wipes it in his hair.
Oh, okay.
That's the good stuff. Yeah, I know.
Body oil.
But yeah, like I said, they stopped sending them, and like I said, I mean, even Bernard and I were joking. we thought someone was playing a prank, one of these asshole farmers around here. Making us think we got recruits again. Our last guy I remember, it was our stout innkeeper, Bernard. Yeah, he was very his son was very promising. That's what it was. If not the best I ever seen come through here. Even don't tell him. And he's pointing at Raul. Ben and him, I swear it. He was wind. He was thunder. He was lightning. He was everything. It
is an amazing thing how how age plays tricks on the mind. Plays tricks on the mind.
That was a good one.
Is everyone looking at Gary and Raul currently?
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Are the brothers Lawrence and Torrance also looking at him?
Torrance is not. Yeah, Lawrence walked over and is pretty much drinking, soaking in the show. This is a good weeknight. Like,
is anyone still looking at the stall Jedgar wanted to get into?
Where is Jedgar right now? Still at that stall?
I don't remember which. Yeah, probably.
No, he eventually just gave he just argued with them back and forth over nonsense until...
It was more or less like you kept reaching, he kept smacking, and you're just like, stop it.
Yep, yeah. And over and over and over.
And he's waving over Torrance, and Torrance he's kind of come in, and there's just it's just kind of awkward until he hopes that you walk away because now Gary's addressing you guys.
At one point, he puts his hands up and he's like, okay, I don't touch it.
Pretty much.
But then a hoof goes and tries to touch it.
I was going to say, then he lets him on his hoofs.
So he's just kind of shooing you. chill, and away from that. Yeah, and um, yeah.
So
So,
what
why?
do
What's up
you
with the
want
clips?
us to do?
I mean, well, guys, if you comes back in the morning bright and early, I could get you a room. But there's not many people around these parts. There's always openings in the tavern. We would get you a room. Yeah, it's just that the last group to go for initiation into the forest. Vargas on the edge of town. I mean, he lives in a cave. I think is it Bethlin? Bethlin's the only one who really talks to him. He's the only one who come back. Truth be told, I don't think all of them came. They didn't come back here to city. The forest changes people, and he's just gonna kind of break off. But like you said, enough storytelling. You could go talk to him maybe in the morning. Get prepared. Again, it's a more.
We need to talk to you to
It's-
get prepared, not someone else.
They make it seem more official than it really is. But-
Obviously.
well, we could chat in the morning, and yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, only he came back last time, so I haven't had this luxury before. But I'd say enjoy the night, enjoy the beer, enjoy the food, free rooms on me, and I'd talk to Bethlin. Maybe I won't go strutting into Vargas's house empty-handed, maybe, but he could for sure help you guys. Any help you could get. The Versailles don't care. They just want you to bring it back.
What do you mean empty-handed into his house?
Just talk to Bethlin. Just I don't know the guy very well. He's kind of mean to me.
I don't understand why.
Ditto.
I don't think you guys will have a problem. I just think a little bit of help is always good.
What is help in this context?
He knows the forest. He's the scavenger. He brings back most of the meat foods that we don't get.
So
Um,
you scavenge for your meat? You don't hunt down your meat?
I mean, he hunts. He's the hunter. I don't scavenge. I sit here. I get paid waiting for you guys to show up. It's been 10, 20. I don't know. It's a good job. It's a good job.
If you're ever in Hogvot, don't come back. Just turn around.
Thanks. You want to play some dice?
No.
And
I
he'll-
grabbed the beer. Does he have a beer in his hand?
Yes.
I'm just tired of hearing him mumble. So I just grab his beer and drink it and then hand it back to him.
Amazing hospitality you have here, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything for new recruits. Again, hey, you're gonna be heroes one day. You're gonna be heroes one day. Keep telling yourself that.
I would like to file a formal complaint. This man kept touching my hands when I was just trying to lift the covers. Who do I speak to about this?
Probably the shopkeep. It's his wares. Yeah, probably wait like 8 days or so. They'll be back. They do this thing. Yeah, you just don't want to make Tor over there mad. He again, we guard the. You got to pay for shit, okay?
Listen,
Not rooms.
No, they're on me. I told you, I'm paying for you.
Gary, you are our go-to guy, correct?
Yep.
All right, well then keep this in mind. Tomorrow I would like 8 eggs prepared over easy, 2 slabs of beef, and lots of water brought straight to my
no.
room.
Don't worry, I'll take care of that. I can take care of that for you. I'm quite the cook. Would you just mind showing me your kitchens that I could whip up everything in the morning?
Yeah, go talk to Barbara.
Perfect.
So, like, you want to play dice or what do you got? Like, I mean,
Bye, Gary. Can I leave?
I will watch him play dice to see if he is cheating.
Give me a perception check. How long are you watching him for? Are you like studying? How long?
I mean, how long does he play for?
The
I
night
mean,
is-
you don't
the-
sleep, right?
The night is young.
I do need to rest.
Okay.
But technically, I could do that there and watch him at the same time.
I could too, technically.
Um,
Not the same.
trancing, you don't have awareness. Sentry's rest, you have full awareness.
I thought you had like some passive some
You'd have to
passive-
read it. I don't remember.
Oh, that's how I've
Yeah,
always
you do
played
you.
it.
Oh.
So
I rolled a 15, and I'd be willing to watch him play for an hour or two.
okay, so for the first hour, I'll address this and then have you guys do what you want to do the rest of the party. But yeah, he's drinking, gambling. I mean, you're watching him and he's winning. He's got a knack for winning, but you don't see any foul play at all. You know, the other farmers, it's almost like from the look of it, you could see if you look, you've been here long enough, you could see Laura joined in. Lawrence, you thought he may be like a farmer or something, but he's actually wearing like a butcher's smock with blood still on it. Like you see probably the blacksmith's apprentice up here, just kind of a ragtag group of whoever lives in the town comes here because I mean, this is what you do at night, play dice and drink. And it looks like they're just used to losing and he's used to winning. He loses maybe 1 in every 5, but again, you don't see any foul play over the first hour. You can definitely, if you think it's suspicious or anything, you could for sure give me another check on that one, or just kind of watch him do him.
18.
18. You think some of his rolls may be fudged here and there. You don't know if it's like him getting drunker and the rest of them getting drunker, or if he's just flat out cheating and they don't say shit to him. But that's the impression you get.
Is there a tree or something around this area where I could go sit down at and relax, but yet still keep an eye on things if need be?
There are probably like 8 trees. It's not in the market image here, but probably staggered around. It's a dirt road, you know, rough square with rounded edges around here, but a few trees between the dirt road and the beginning of the wooden deck, more or less market square. So yeah, there's a couple you could just kind of prop up on, and yeah, more or less. It's getting later, probably. I would say by now, in theory, not much has happened, but I'll say it's getting into the later evening hours. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go prop up at a tree, and that's where I'll stay for the evening.
Willow would just go and talk to Barbara about how she's gonna go and look at me. I'm the cook now.
She's gonna look she will be like almost very taken aback and offended, but you're probably like with the confidence, and it's not worth fighting this newcomer in town. And she kind of put 2 and 2 together. You're trying out. So again, you may be a hero one day. She doesn't want to offend you guys, and you're probably a better cook than her daughters and Bernard. So
If you want, I can even show you some little tricks. Give you guys the morning off.
it is now more or less like energizing for her to like have some, you know, of work taken off of her plate. So she's all for it now.
Cool.
What about Raul, Jedgar, and actually, yeah.
I know what I'm doing the rest of the night. It's only 2 hours there, but I know it, so they can go though.
Raul?
Raul?
Raul.
How long do you say it is? It's not necessarily bedtime yet, because I went to bed.
I mean, for sure. Yeah, it could be. You got a big
I went to bed.
big day ahead of you tomorrow.
Need my beauty rest.
you have, and it's kind of funny because I skipped it because there was no reason to do it before, but you have full reign over the top floor of the inn. You could pick your room.
I see.
Only like one door is locked, maybe, and then the rest are free. She pretty much just said free vacancy. You do you. There's bathtubs and there's like literally a bathroom. That was awesome.
It was like 1,000 feet.
Right.
Okay.
1,027 feet.
Yeah, you go up the stairs, and they pretty much just point it out. Hey, pick a room. Locks from the inside, and there's baths. And let us know if you need anything. Each room, bed, a chest, a chair, and a desk.
So the $1 million question: how does the horse sleep? Standing up or laying down?
The horse sleeps standing up with its face pressed against the wall, standing in the corner. Because his horse half stays standing.
Do you sleep with your mouth open and tongue out? Are you a mouth breather, or do you sleep with your mouth closed?
No, he's pretty quiet sleeper.
Where are you doing this?
These are the questions you really need to answer for character building.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Where is he sleeping, standing with his face against something?
Where is my token?
Can I just after saying she'd take over, just Willow go throw herself in one of the baths?
Do you? Yeah,
Yep.
that's yeah.
Cool.
I am
She's,
also going to bathe.
She's soaking in one of the baths.
They bring you the daughters are more than happy to bring you guys hot water.
So my bathtub is a lot of water and then just a complete sheen of oil on top.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear one of the daughters, she's like, it's gonna be a bitch to clean.
Where is Jedgar sleeping?
Well, I don't know where Jedgar is.
Jedgar's in the market.
Yeah.
Can you move Jedgar for me?
Where?
Yeah.
Look, okay.
I'm kidding. I think I can copy paste and the stuff will apply, but I'm not positive. Let me know if you can move him or not.
Thank you.
Now,
Yes.
I've
Give
got to
me-
ask.
Okay, cool.
How hard is it for Jedgar to traverse spiral staircases?
It's a spiral. Nope. He
You're out
he's
sleeping
he's
outside.
not in here. Jedgar went and he saw the spiral staircases and went, "Is this a fucking joke? Like what? Why? What purpose do these spiral stairs do? Nobody wants this."
Barbara will come out
It's
and she'll
called
say,
class.
"Oh, hun, I'm so sorry. Chad won't mind. Over there," and she's gonna point when you first walked in on the right, on the eastern side. There's massive hay piles. She's literally gonna be like, "He won't mind if you just bunk up there. No one's gonna notice."
Jedgar freezes for a moment.
I mean, we're talking like this is like the hay equivalent of a massive pillow mound.
Of a four-corner bed.
Also, there's stables over there. I don't know if it's wrong or right.
Jedgar is gonna pause when she's like, "Oh yeah, you can go sleep in the hay." Does nobody see that I'm half man? I'm not only horse. I have horse legs. That's all. The good part is all man. I'm not half horse top with human legs. And yeah, I sleep in the stables. But this the classy half, as Willow would
enough
put
for
it.
this shit, and she walks away.
This is an outrage. And Jedgar is going to spend probably a good 2 hours walking around in circles ranting about how upset he is about how nobody understands how to accommodate a horse.
Where
He's
did
like walking-
Gregor go?
Because
Walking
In
I
my
don't.
head.
Walking in the dark, talking to the moon.
Yeah. And then he probably just finds like a little tree and sort of stands near it. Because horses sleep standing up. They lock their knees. And he leans against the tree. Because again, if he falls asleep, his horse half will stay standing up, but the top half will just droop. So he has to prop himself
I'm gonna have
up
to
places.
engineer a freaking centaur bed.
Yep.
No, this is great RP right here. Make him never get a bed.
I mean,
You know those stools that you like have to like wrap your legs underneath in order to like sit on? Imagine that, but a bed,
Yeah.
but like with 4 like leg spots.
Well, Brotar's doing horse tipping in the morning before he gets up. I'll tell you that.
So after watching Gary for a couple hours, Eclipse will post up outside the inn where he believes everyone is sleeping. If that's not true, oops. But I'll be right outside the door, and for about 30 minutes before I actually kind of go into the sentry rest, I'll take out my calligraphy kit and begin to redraw some of the scuffed constellations that are drawn onto the armor plating that make up my arms.
So, after the whole like debacle between Barbara and Jedgar, she does notice, I guess, that you know, when she comes back out to like make sure all is well and locked up, she's gonna be like, "Ooh, hon, we got beds inside. Just any chick. There's plenty of open rooms."
I would prefer to be outside. Thank you.
Well, Jed won't mind. There's a big old pile of hay over there.
I'm fine right here. And once done, I will literally stand up next to the door and do my sentry rest right there.
She walks away again, murmuring to herself, "God damn, what fucking alien or something?"
Goddamn heroes and all that
Oh my
bullshit.
God, yeah, make us people look dumb.
Did I mention to you guys I sleep naked and I also sleepwalk?
Did not mention that to any of the daughters or.
My
Or
question
any of
is,
your partners.
is he a smart sleepwalker where he will duck leaving a door?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, So around like 3 a.m., you hear the loudest thump
Yeah.
you've ever heard. 3 a.m. Yeah, pretty much they you know, if no one else wants to do anything in the night, you could pack it in for the night. You all get a good night's rest. Well, maybe like 2 of you and the rest sleeping outside. However, good night's rest it is or was. It was no
as
issues.
good as any other ever was.
Yeah.
No better, no worse.
Yeah, nothing crazy. The noise dies down and we slowly pan out to nighttime and the end of session 1. Yeah, nothing, just real hardcore introduction and you know, getting you guys
Ready.
together and ready for what's to come. Leaving tomorrow morning for your Advent Centaur. Yeah.
Then Centaur.
Boo, boo.
So
Smash that like button.
Mash
Don't forget to
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Honk 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 honk.
I googled how do centaurs sleep, and I have some of the wildest search results I have ever seen.
Can we see them?
Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second to break out of this, because like I gotta tell you, this shit is wild.
What are you sending it in?
Oh no, just look at the stream. I think, yeah. Okay, so one, you got.
Oh, number 2. Number
Yeah,
2.
no,
Always.
Hold on, but then we come to the important part. Do you think a baby centaur would suck on the horse's nipple or the human nipples? And look at that picture.
What?
Oh, we're getting banned from Twitch for this.
I literally can't see anything.
Oh god.
Instantly banned from
These
Twitch.
are really important character building questions we have.
Well, I assumed like the last one on the right top row, like just laying down, but that still seems pretty hard.
I assumed the second one.
Yeah,
I like the second one.
only when Raul is around.
Yep.
That's what's going to look like in the morning when I tip him over. And I'm up.
Boom.
Oh my goodness.
I literally
Again,
just
I
googled
still
how do
can't see
centaurs
any of
sleep.
this.
Well, it's gone now.
I can't see any of that.
Well, you
What?
suck. I can see all that.
Yeah.
I can see all of it.
Are you,
I
look-
could.
are you looking at the Twitch stream?
Yeah, I'm watching Twitch.
Oh no.
It just shows the. Unless I missed it, it's just showing the innkeeper stuff.
You're sure
Yeah.
you're not on roll 20?
So I don't know
Yes,
if-
I'm
if you
sure I'm
guys-
not on roll 20.
If you guys have any questions or comments, I know it was very, very heavy. Just talking, just getting it all introduced and people and places and nonsense. But I feel like it was just building a platform for you guys to push off from.
Awesome.
Cool. It was a good
Love it.
session.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep,
Way to
no
go, Zach.
questions.